Matt stream.
Always need an excuse to use that. Hello! I'm going to unmute myself on TeamSpeak now. Hello. Ah, Tracey. Oh my god.
What?
What's that?
What?
It's just what's that in the background? You're so loud. Hello. It's live now, the stream, by the way. It's just me. There's no Dan here. This is it's a one-off. Well, Tracey's here. Hello, Tracey.
Hi.
That's Tracey. There's no Dan. This is if you read the subreddit, which I don't know how many of you have. This is a let's talk about the state of Nerdcubed. I should have called it a sort of what's it? Town hall. Town hall. It's a town hall. It's a Nerdcubed town hall, in where you and us discuss as a group, as a two-way conversation, the state of the channel and the state of all the extra stuff and everything like that. Basically, to how to improve it. You know what you all think, and I could do it on Reddit, yeah, but it's not very. I want a conversation. Right? Which is why I'm currently in a TeamSpeak server. There's nothing on the screen. There's nothing on the screen. I put the podcast up. It's not the podcast. There's like no setup on XSplit I've got for like anything aside from the podcast.
Just type town hall in text and stick it up there.
It's fine. Hang on. Nerdcubed. Snow. I've still got the snow backdrop. I don't know what that is. Oh god. Look, it's not professional. Right? I wouldn't even try to make it professional. Town Hall. Title T. There we go. Ooh, you know what? I'll put it in Arial. That's what I'll do. I'll put it in Arial font. Flat white font. There we go. Look at that. That's graphic design. Right. How many people are watching? Right, so... if you don't know what's going on, I'm in the Nerdcube TeamSpeak right now. There's 50 people in the channel currently. They're all muted, except for Tracey.
Hi.
And this will be a back and forth. So people are gonna will request talk. Apparently, they'll get talk. They'll get to ask a question. It's like a town hall. It's like the presidential debate, except Trump's not being a terrible person. So, ow, my head. I was talking on Discord for the past, chatting on Discord for the past half an hour. It was okay. It was a bit messy because there's a lot of people talking, but it was all right. Learned some things. And this will be thingy. So in the chat of the Nicotine Zig. Yeah, can you be Kembo? You know what? You can be Kembo. I'll put the TeamSpeak IP on the screen. Oh god, I've got to make another text thing. Someone's laughing in the background of Tracey.
What? I'm here as support.
And 3. If you want to join the TeamSpeak, it's the IP is ts.interest.co. You have to download TeamSpeak and use that as the IP, and then you join the Let's Chat channel. And you're muted. So that's the plan. Anyway, it's a mess. It's fine, but it's okay. And I'm also reading the Twitch chat as well. So what I want is your legitimate criticisms and feedback and ideas for improvement of the channel, the subreddit, the Twitch, the TeamSpeak, the Discord, the games, the Patreon, the website, everything. And I'm not Dan, so you don't have to sugarcoat it. If you think Dan's a horrible person, you can say Dan's a horrible person. If you want to suck Dan's dick, you can say you want to suck Dan's dick. It's a bit weird if you want to suck Dan's dick, but it's okay for you to say it. It's no judgment here. There is judgment. But it's still okay. Does that make sense, Tracey? I feel I'm rambling a little.
Let's just go for it. We appreciate the whole positive criticism, kind of something that's useful.
Yeah, it's
the most
constructive.
Yeah, please be useful.
Because as much as a lot of comments.
Also, the TeamSpeak is full.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
How many do we have?
We got 63, and there are 7 reserved. That's annoying.
Is that for mods or something?
It's for us, but really we should be taking up the reserved slots, but we're not.
I don't understand.
No. I'll just get rid of the reserved slots. Fuck it. I'll keep like 1 reserved slot. I'll actually keep 2 reserved slots. There we go. There's more spaces now.
Yeah, only we can use the reserve slots, but
we're not.
We should automatically use them.
Yeah, we're not. I don't know. Anyway.
Anyway.
So it's if you remember, I think the other month there was a little bit of a hullabaloo on the subreddit that made Dan quit the subreddit, and he spoke about it on Twitter, and obviously that annoyed Dan. And as much as that kind of stuff annoys Dan, and I think justifiably that annoys Dan, that kind of because a lot of it's very presumptuous, a lot of it's a lot of the things that annoyed him it's conjecture. If your opinions are based on conjecture, like the criticism that Dan doesn't work hard enough, it's gonna be taken badly. But since Dan isn't here, he's not here to get offended by your criticism. So even if your criticism is like that, it's still fine. Now that doesn't mean it'll necessarily be taken well, but it's fine. Again, anything's allowed, and we want sort of honest feedback and honest criticism, honest ideas for improvements. All right? Everyone understands. Everyone's cool. I hope so. How many people are watching? The new Twitch dashboard is very unclear.
It should be under stats, but whatever.
Yeah, there's no podcast, by the way, because Dan's dead. I killed him. I didn't kill him. He's just not here. He's busy. For reasons he will probably reveal at some point. Anyway, Twitch, TeamSpeak. There we go. That's it. That is it. Now, if you would like to request to talk in TeamSpeak, in the chat, I would like you to write the topic you would like to talk about, and say you want to talk. So I want to talk, and then topic. So that is what I would like. If you're going to post irrelevant shit in the chat, you will be kicked from the server because we need the space. So hey. And yes, we will be reading the chat. So if you're in TeamSpeak, look, I've also got the Discord chat up, so I'll be reading all of it. I'll be reading all of it, and it'll be fine, and it'll be good. I'll be able to keep track of all of it through my humongous brain. Tracey, back me up on the humongous brain comment.
Your head's pretty big.
Thanks. Thanks. I need to buy large size headphones. Anyway, and you want to talk about Patreon? All right, let's talk about Patreon. GG Jono, there you are. GG Jono, you are able to talk.
Hello.
Hello.
So Patreon, it's pretty good. The only kind of feedback that I have is that how we used to get the kind of feedbacks about the game updates. We don't really get many of them nowadays.
You don't get well, the game updates. One of the things about the game. Oh god, you're echoing horribly. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna give you push to talk because oh my god.
Yeah.
You're the worst person I know, and I. There we go.
But you just keep talking and making it worse.
I do keep talking, making it worse. You got pushed up now. So, with regards to the Patreon updates, the reason there haven't really been any Patreon game updates is because there haven't been many game updates recently, and that is for reasons that Dan's been very, very busy with other things, which I won't go into. There's also, because there's...
Not to mention, half of us went on vacation for Christmas.
Yes, it was Christmas. It's been quite a busy time. And, there are sort of multiple game projects going on. And, they'll be back into it once game development is picked up again. Which I
do believe it was mostly Rebecca's posts as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Rebecca's been very busy as well recently. So it will be a case of those will probably be back up properly by maybe start of February, hopefully. As well as the Patreon Q&As. I'm going to try and get Dan back into them, the live Patreon Q&A things. And yes, do you have any follow-up to that? GG Jono, Jonah Jameson.
I think that's it.
Cool. Now, fuck you.
Welcome to Matt's world.
You're welcome.
If he swears at you, he likes you.
Oh, don't say that. Don't. Everyone's going to think I'm a fan of them now. I don't want that. Oh, God, the chat. I'm trying to scroll up and read them. You want to talk about topic videos? Deathcorn 112. Deathcorn, there you are.
I'm gonna...
Deathcorn, you're live on air.
Hello.
Hello.
In my opinion, I've been watching it for fucking years now, as far as I can remember, and I feel that the quality of videos have quite declined, in my opinion. They used to be and haven't been. as entertaining, in my opinion.
Now, why do you think that? Why do you feel that is?
I don't know. I remember years ago, I would come home, I'll sit down, I'll watch a video for maybe about half hour or an hour or whatever the long the video is, and I'll leave that and I'll go, I had a good video, I loved the jokes were fun, everything was enjoying. But these days, I've come home, I've sat down, watched the video, which is 15 minutes long, and I'm leaving not as entertaining as it used to be. I'm feeling that there's not much content within them.
Are you talking more about the plays or the unstructured?
Also, sorry, just a side note.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to take part in this conversation in TeamSpeak, say so in chat, and I'll unmute you as well. Well, not all of you, but some of you. Sorry, go on, Death. Go on.
I'm thinking, with the last completes with Rollercoaster Tycoon, it was long, but there was no entertainment within it. And now it's the opposite for the new one. It's short, and he's trying to cram quite a few jokes into a short span in a video. Mm-hmm. So there's no balance between each one.
Okay, also, I will just unmute some people quickly. Humble. I will unmute you, Humble. I don't remember how. There we go. Humble, you're live on air.
Aloha.
Hello, Joe W, you're live on air.
Hello.
Perky, you're live on
Oh shit,
air.
Joe's on.
You're live on air,
Yes,
Perky.
yes, I am here, Perky.
There you are. Okay, so
Hi,
we've
Perky.
got 4 people now live on air. Now, I just want to quickly think, an important thing to remember when we're talking about quality of videos is that often a lot of what changes is people's perception of the quality of the videos, like people's tastes change.
Totally agree.
I can understand that, yeah.
People's tastes change, and
Not to mention Dan changes.
and Dan does change, and that's not to say your point is invalid. I want to make that very clear there. Obviously, the video have changed a lot, and a lot of people do have a criticism that the quality has declined. Do sort of any of you agree with that sentiment, or?
Oh yeah. I have personally been watching Dan since 2012, and I've actually moderated. Hi, I'm moderator. I've basically been helping out the community for 3 years now, so it's kind of hard to say that I don't enjoy Dan anymore. As well, I just don't enjoy him anymore. His content has definitely gone downhill. I'd say it's his kind of hostile tone that he kind of gives on Twitter. I'd say he's very hostile, like openly hostile. And I just don't like that. I feel like it's kind of hard to say.
As in how he's a massive troll?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, well that's just Dan in real life.
This is true, Dan is real life.
I find that just very sort of deadpan, just typical English comedy, though.
But it is true, though. It is true to a certain degree that Dan has become more cynical online over the past few years, especially in regard to community stuff, and that is down to just happens over time, really, with YouTube.
It happens with most celebrity.
It
actors.
That's
does.
the point, though. Like it used to be funny. I used to laugh so fucking much. It's like cynical.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All that. It was fucking brilliant. But now it's just
You're
hostile.
bored of it?
Well, maybe I'm bored of it. Maybe I'm just a dickhead. I don't know. That's probably the
No,
case.
we're not going to say anyone's a dickhead.
But
To me, with Dan's hostility on Twitter and stuff, it seems like it would be good if he just didn't pay attention to it. Still use Twitter just to throw stuff out there like he does with just his little photos or opinions and stuff like that, but then just not look at replies.
You know what? This is just fully confirming, like, the thing. I made a joke a week saying I'm the Kellyanne Conway of Nerdcubed. Like, I'm the guy. I'm the woman who go. I'm the woman who goes in there after Trump tweets and goes, "It's not true."
Yeah, that's right.
No, but it is a legitimate complaint, and someone in the Twitch chat has just said that. I've just lost it. I've got to scroll up now.
Well done, Matt.
Fuck off.
Matt fucked up. Hashtag Matt fucked up.
Oh, God,
nice,
not
nice
this again.
meme. Nice fucking meme.
It's never
Upstate
going to
meme,
die.
It will never die. Matt.
Somebody will say. Someone in the chat said he has more of a fuck it attitude. And if you watch PewDiePie, if any of you watched PewDiePie recently, and a lot of other YouTubers where they have sort of. They start making videos, then they've gotten to a point where they've not liked the kind of content they've made, and they've started enjoying the content they make, and they've sort of had more, fuck it attitude about it. Now, I think that's true to a certain degree. Dan has got a bit of a more fuck it attitude. He enjoys YouTube more as a result of it, and But the question here is, obviously, if you have criticisms important, the question is, how do you think it can be improved? And I say that to the chat as well, the Twitch chat and the Discord chat.
I think I understand. Like, my view is his way of making videos has changed. Before it used to be let's play a game, record it, see what happens, edit it, upload it. Now it's more how to play this game, how to make a video on it, how to make jokes, and edit the video around the jokes. Before it was just like let it flow, and now it's more like joke.
Well, see, that's interesting because Dan's recording process hasn't changed.
It's just sped up.
Yeah, I can confirm that from just knowing how he he just has gotten faster at doing the jokes.
In my opinion, if I can interrupt you.
Sorry.
In my opinion, the videos have changed a bit where instead of just showing key parts of a video, like a cutscene and joking about the cutscene, he's skipping like quite big parts in like the playthroughs about certain games, so you don't actually understand the game, what it is and what the purpose is, and don't understand the jokes completely if you haven't paid attention or something like that.
Do you feel that the narrative of the game is lost and instead swapped out for more jokes? And
that's what I feel.
Sometimes it seems that, as before, Dan would bounce off of the game a lot more, as in bounce off the story or the cutscenes, whereas instead now it seems sometimes he'll just make some cheap jokes.
I think PewDiePie is a good example of this. Like, he actually... Like, it still feels like PewDiePie is actually, like, bouncing back quite well off the game that he's playing. When with Dan, especially with the Planet Coaster series, it feels like it's just long and drawn out, and it feels like he's doing it as a chore. Not like he actually enjoys it.
It does feel
anymore.
like that sometimes.
And,
Because
like...
oh, sorry, Bucky.
That's fine. I feel like if there was some sort of community integration, like, I don't know, people on the subreddit could vote for, like, ride names, like they did with the old Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 series. Something small like that, just the little details would make everything just so much better.
One major thing I just remembered, and this is what I feel, he's going into videos with a biased opinion, like too much of a biased opinion. Like a couple videos ago, he came in and goes, "This game is terrible," and then went straight into it and went all into negative. He didn't go, "I've heard this game is or this game may be bad."
Was that the
explode it?
Streamer Simulator?
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah,
He did say before that he's heard it's not bad. He's heard it's not good.
Now,
So I don't know if
To be
you've
honest,
played before.
actually, I found that to be one of the funniest plays that I've watched recently.
That was actually a good
well,
video.
this has been reflected
Yeah, I
in the
agree
views
with
as
you on
well.
that point.
The views in that video are quite good, and obviously, this is a key thing that Dan points out quite a lot when people criticise and subreddit and stuff like that, whereby he listens to the numbers, right? And if like 50 people in the subreddit are criticising something, while the video has more likes than any other video in the past month, he'll listen to the video likes because it's a better metric, and it's very hard to say 50 people, you can't appease everyone. That's a key thing about YouTube. You can't appease everyone, and Dan doesn't want to try that. But the reason I'm doing this isn't to try and appease everyone. It is to try and appease people a little better. Not everyone, and not trying to appease everyone fully, but trying to appease people a little better. Trying to make people a bit happier.
Yeah, I mean, because we all know that the subreddit can get to be a bit of a clusterfuck, where voices get amplified, and of course people with negative opinions always shout the loudest.
Hence why I ignore the Reddit. Just fuck that.
I mean, even though I have my own criticisms, every time I see one of those posts in the subreddit going, "Dan has changed," I just think, "Oh, fuck off."
I feel like I mean the thing is the negative like stuff on the subreddit isn't usually wrong. It's just the way they word it. It's usually a bit bad. But the real thing is that I just feel like Dan has a younger audience than he thinks he has.
Aren't they YouTube analytics?
Yeah, there is.
Here's the thing. He doesn't. See, the Nerdcubed audience over the past few years has actually gotten a lot older than it normally has. It used to be sort of 14, 15, 16-ish was the average. Now it's more your late teens, early sort of like 20s now.
So
maybe
basically,
it's the same
people that
They
were
just grow
watching it.
A lot
older.
of people have grown up, and obviously it's a lot of people sharing it within their sort of social circles.
And I think that's like because quite a lot of audience on YouTube now is quite a lot younger because of like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye. They're all like younger audiences, so that's why I think it's sort of he's got less attention than he used to. That sort of respect, anyway.
Well, here's the killer question to you lot before, because I would like to wrap this sort of section up a bit. How do you feel the content could be improved? Like, what is your...
I think every single time Dan mixes it up or tries something new, it is usually really good. Like stuff with VR. Whenever he tries to play a video with a different concept, the Dark Souls video was amazing. Or videos. I mean, even his VR stuff, that even convinced me to go out and get a Vive. Like, whenever Dan does something new or mixes it up, it is amazing. And I think the main thing right now is stuff is just starting to stagnate, and not a whole new reboot is needed, but just once a week where he just tries something completely different or completely new would be great.
I feel that when making a video about a particular game, so let's say when he did Jalopy, I think he needs to feel whether one put a bit more effort into actually showing the game how it is without taking up key points of the game. Because Jalopy, he only showed the first beginning bit. He didn't show the actual full concept of the game or even much of the concept of that game. And I've played that game, and there's a lot he missed out on it.
Well, this is the interesting thing, because at least for a gameplay YouTuber, there's really kind of two types of gameplay YouTubers. There's gameplay YouTubers who okay, the game is always a stage. The game are props. The game is a stage, and the game is props for entertainment. Right? You're there for the creator. Now, that changes depending. Some you're a bit more there for the game, and others you're a bit more there for the creator. You know, people who do like full walkthroughs of games, and they might not be that entertaining, but you want to watch the game. Dan is on the full end of the spectrum of the game is the stage, and the game is not the focus.
I mean, Dan really should do a lot more research into games than he does, especially with games that he specifically might not like.
The problem is there, though, sometimes if you don't know anything about a game and go into it, it can sort of flow a bit better.
Well, he can.
I agree with both of you on the aspect, but what I've noticed, if it's a game he likes, he knows like so much about it. He goes, "Oh, this is blah 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 blah," and goes into detail about it. But if it's a game he doesn't like, he goes in and goes, "I don't know anything."
Do you?
Maybe he should try a few more blind things where he just goes in like, I mean, obviously not completely blind because you don't want to play him some shit Steam rip-off game, but you know where he picks up a game and just goes way and starts recording a video.
Well, here's my quick question. Right, I'm going to go through each of you and ask your favorite Nerdcube video. Perky.
Nerdcube played Skyrim.
Defcon.
The original Nerdcube played Skyrim.
Defcon.
Oh, I can't pick. I think I really enjoyed the Fallout series.
Okay. What? Oh, Fallout 4. I was a bit confused there. Humble.
I think the very last Fallout 4 series video, but also the video that introduced me to Nerdcube, which was Flight Simulator.
Okay, and
Microsoft
Joe.
Flight Simulator.
That 2-hour-long fuel video for some reason.
Okay, so what about those videos particularly speaks to you, Perky?
Because it was edited really well, and he actually sounded like he enjoyed the game, and you know, it sounded like he had a lot of like room to grow because it was very early video.
Defcon.
The Fallout 4 series, in my opinion, had a lot of contrast between the different abilities. I loved when one episode he would go out and wander to do a mission, but then get sidetracked by a couple other missions, and it will explore the game a bit. But then the next day he maybe spend like 3 or 4 hours just building up one place that most YouTubers will just ignore and just go on. Like you always went on your live streams and just went straight for missions. You ignored most of the part of the game. So I like the contrast between different concepts and different parts of the game in the series.
Okay, Humble?
For the very last Fallout video, I just loved the cinematic ending he done. It just sort of really shows Dan's ability to tell a story, which really excites me for stuff like his narrative games and the script that he's been working on. For Flight Simulator, it was just how wacky the jokes were and things like that. I just thought it was really well edited.
And Joe?
Oh, it was just because he was just playing it. It wasn't like he'd like, drive to the other side of the map and else things happened. It flowed. Like if there's something silly happened, he'd say something in reference to that. He was just talking, answering questions. I sort of enjoyed that for some god knows reason.
Now, the vibe I've got here is you all generally like a game in which Dan's enjoying himself. You can tell he's enjoying himself, and that the video has more of a structured narrative to it, and it's a bit more comedically edited. Is that
because he's enjoying the game, and he's not just like thinking about trying to make it funny.
Fair enough.
That's the problem. He tries to make it funny, and then it can sort of be a bit.
That is true to an extent, but on the other side of the spectrum, I do also really love videos where he rips into a absolutely shit game. For example, that I can't remember the name of it, but it was that not the series, but it was that airline game.
Simulator.
I can't remember.
Airport Simulator.
Not Airport Simulator.
Those are good,
that
but...
other one. That other one that was whacked together in like uni in 5 minutes, and it was.
That really crappy sort of. That really stock asset shit one. With the Flappy Bird thing at the end of it.
Someone says air control.
That's it. Things like that where he goes full on deadpan, no comedy, just.
So it's you like videos where Dan is passionate about it in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Unless he's just being controversial for the sake of being controversial, like a hell video.
Okay.
For example, if he was just playing like an actual decent game where the product is good, but it's just not made for him, so he wouldn't like it because he's not made for him, and he's just being controversial to be controversial, then that's not worth it. But if he's actually ripping into a piece of shit that we can all agree is a piece of shit, then that can be funny as fuck.
Okay. Okay, cool. Someone is in the chat. Hang on. Fucking let me find. Oh, I keep losing people in the fucking chat. Griffin asks can they throw their 2 cents. So I'm going to unmute them and let them throw their 2 cents into.
Matt, you do know you could just say no one speak in chat unless they're asking to speak.
Nah, that doesn't work.
It would be
Griffin, you're live on the Nerdcubed.
Boom. There we go. I can throw my 2 cents in now. So what I wanted to say was that in terms of Dan's sort of content shifting, is what I've noticed is I think the biggest problem I've had with it is the shift towards a lot of content being moved towards a complete series where it's a lot of really unedited Dan, which I don't know why, but I find that less entertaining than his plays series.
This was brought up on the half an hour Discord chat.
I was watching this.
The half an hour Discord chat brought up the idea of do you feel the completes is good? Do you feel that like having it daily is good? That guarantees it, or do you think it's oversaturated the channel?
It's not that it's daily. That's not my problem with it. It's because going back to when you asked about the favorite videos, my favorite one was it was like 2-3 years ago now. Was Euro Truck Simulator 1 that was like 3 hours long, where he went from the UK to the other side of Europe. I genuinely enjoy long stints of just Dan, but I think the problem is that it feels like a lot of the content is shifting towards more traditional, just boring Let's Play. Like towards the end, like episode 15 or 20 of a Let's Play of his complete series just starts to feel dry.
Yeah.
It starts to feel like he's not. Maybe not that he's not enjoying it, but that he's not enjoying recording it.
The pace slows down.
There's a difference
between
the two.
If I may throw my sense in, my problem with the plays right now is every time a new play series comes up, for example, Planet Coaster, I was really hyped for Planet Coaster. I started watching it, and I watched a couple episodes, and they were long, and they sort of dragged on, but there's some great stuff in there. But it's just the fact that it's daily. I think it could do with being just toned down ever so slightly. Like, I'm even really enjoying Watch Dogs at the beginning, but just after 3 or 4 episodes, I just missed one, and then I missed 2. It just seems that it's coming out way too frequently.
So you can't keep up.
Not enough time to catch up.
I disagree. Yeah. I disagree with you, Humble. I like the idea of the complete series being an everyday sort of thing. You know, you come home, then you can watch it in the afternoon when you're relaxing, ready to go. You know, before you go to bed, then you can relax, go to bed. I like that idea because that's what I do. I watch it like, maybe an hour before I go to bed, so I can relax and go to sleep. But with the play series, I think there needs to be a bit more. Once, how many days? Like once a week or something like that?
3 days a week, plays.
3 days a week. I don't really like the 3 days a week sort of thing. It's like not often. It's really annoying during the Prison Architect series because I didn't really find Prison Architect that entertaining because I preferred to play the game rather than watch the game. Hence why I got it after he fucking played it. But when he was going through it every day, I'll look at the channel, I'll go, just Prison Architect, and I'll have to leave, and I'll have nothing to watch. Well, if there was maybe a plays that day, I could actually go, oh yes, I got something to watch finally tonight.
The problem with that is, though, that, he has to have a bit of a break, doesn't he? So that's why he does the
Yeah.
3 plays and then does the completes to fill in.
I want to
Yeah,
ask Matt, if I can ask you something real quick. What, obviously you've been with Dan for, well, God knows how long at this point, a long time. What's the workload like difference compared to like a couple years ago when he was doing like a plays for almost every day, as opposed to now where he has almost an entire complete series with an episode every day on top of his plays 3 times a week?
This is the first time Dan has been comfortable with the pace he's going at. I think he's mentioned that in a few videos, where it's the first pace he's been able to keep up with and keep going with. And it's important, especially now, to remember that, and we brought this up in the Reddit, in that infamous Reddit post, in that, it's very easy to look at what's going on the main channel and think that. But remember, it's the stuff that's going out on the Toys channel as well. Also, he's helping out a lot with the stuff that goes out on the Dadcubed channel, and we're all developing games.
Yeah, I have noticed that he's also doing content in other places, like he does his stuff with Stephen Larson. There's been that demo playthrough that's going.
So
through now.
it's important to remember when talking about the Nerdcube channel and the workload that what goes on that channel is maybe half of what Dan's doing.
Yeah.
And then another thing to take into account is that back when he first started, it took him a full 24 hours to get one video out. And he wouldn't sleep, and he'd hospitalize himself and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I totally appreciate that.
Now, it's
But
important to know. Yeah, he can edit a lot faster.
He does it much more quickly, but he also ends up doing a lot more, as you can probably tell.
Anyway, I'm saying we should probably move on to another topic.
Yeah, it's been a fair little time on it.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to bring 2 people have been requesting as well. Actually, one person has requested. One last bit of input here. Silence, where is he?
Oh no.
Taking a
Silence
chance.
and Dino
I'm
been
taking a
begging for
chance.
ages.
Not silence, please.
Silence.
He's just going to ask about Siege.
Don't you fucking know me.
So it's going to play Siege though in a bit.
Silence, go on.
Oh yeah, sure. Anyway, what I was getting to here is maybe it's time to go back to the basics. Like,
What
if
are
you
the
look at-
basics?
like old Nerdcube. Like, I'm not saying he has to go to the pace to where he kills himself, but like when he did the Minecraft series, he went out and asked people who were watching, "What do you want me to build next?" Whenever he did the turret, like it seemed like he really enjoyed building shit in Minecraft. When he did, same with the Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Maybe he could, about once a week, he reaches out to his viewers and say, "What video do you want to play next week?" And at least once a week, one video dedicated to the viewers on what they request to be played.
Yeah.
That
That sounds
It
like
seems
a horrible
like
thing.
That sounds like a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, logistically, that's very difficult.
It just
So
seems
we have the
what it's
suggestion thread in the subreddit.
Wait, I want to point something out of the suggestion thread, right? Someone asked me this the other day, and I did explain. The suggestion thread in the subreddit, pretty much, nothing will ever be taken from there, pretty much. I do go over that every month, and I do pick stuff out, and I do send the suggestions, and I often will get codes based on suggestions. But obviously, there are only 3 plays videos a week. We do get, easily 50 codes a month, at minimum, and it's obviously very hard to prioritize certain types of content, and with the suggestions, a lot of suggestions are shit. To be brutally honest, they're shit.
Matt.
One moment, silence, dear.
Silence.
God.
Live up to your name.
Silence, shut up.
Live
Now-
up to your name.
Matt.
Can you mute him again, please?
Yeah, I'll mute him again.
No, don't fucking.
Now you speak.
But you see, now it's the suggestions, right? A lot of times people suggest, even some of the top rated suggestions ever. Actually, I'll briefly check. Some of the top rated suggestions just often wouldn't make a good video. Like the suggestions for a game people like, or a game that frankly is the same beat over and over again. It's very hard to make a video out of a lot of games people suggest, just because of how how basic the idea is or whatever. Yes, silence.
It just basically doesn't seem like he enjoys what he does.
Does it?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
I don't
my
get that.
my
And it's
favorite.
hang on. Let me finish. But basically, like when he did the Bully Complete series, he had fun doing it. When he did Minecraft, he had fun doing it. Same with basically all the old stuff. It seemed like he enjoyed it. Like stuff he's doing now, it just doesn't seem like he's... And you don't necessarily need new games all the time. You don't need more videos. It's just... He needs to...
Have more fun?
Have more fun with it.
It does feel
even
like
when it was the crappy games.
Something that I missed the most in this latest reboot is there's less fucking around in games. The plays are literal plays now. All the things like mods and challenges and the stuff from FW that he said that he'd incorporate into the plays, he's just not really done that. It would be nice to just see him fuck around and have one objective, like, complete. One of the things that I loved about Dan is he'd always find a way to play a game against its intention. Like, he'd find a way of fucking with a game and stuff like that, and he's just not really doing that anymore.
Okay, so the general vibe I've gotten here is that you would like to see Dan be more passionate about the games he's playing. You feel that in a lot of the videos, Dan doesn't sound like he's particularly enjoying himself, or that he doesn't seem that passionate about it, and that the completes, for a lot of people, are a bit oversaturating, and basically to the narrative structure of the videos is lacking a bit. Is that the vibe I'm getting here?
Yeah, and one more thing to add on top of that. I don't know about everyone else, and also video-wise, I don't know how difficult this would be, but completes-wise, I'd kind of prefer 1 or 2 videos a week that were just longer.
I think the best time of the completes
the Fallout 4 complete series was great, because almost every episode was about an hour. Which, okay, I'm not going to lie, with almost one a day was horrid. I mean, you're talking like 5 hours a week.
It's important to remember when making a suggestion like that we are a company and we do have, including Dan, 6 people on staff. That if we did drop from 7 of those videos a week to 2, that's a pretty big hit to ad revenue.
I think what would work better is maybe have the videos, completes videos shorter, rather than having longer ones on less days, have shorter ones on all the days, so you still have the videos.
One of the ideas I threw out on the Discord was having, instead of 7 completes a week, have 4 completes a week and edit them down a bit.
Again, we're only
I'd be for completes a week, but don't edit them. I think one of the best things about the completes is when it's just raw.
Matt?
Last things, we'll move on to another topic.
Yeah, we need to move on.
Matt,
yes, Sans, go on.
Oh, God.
You want to play Siege?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Thank you.
We were waiting
Thank
for
you to Perky, Deathcorn, Griffin, Humble, Joe, and
You're very welcome.
Silence.
Matt,
you didn't answer.
Yes, sure, later, oh my god, you're like
it's
a needy girlfriend of the server.
Is
Yes,
later,
that's it.
later
Fuck
now?
up.
Oh, come on, I had to do it. I had to do it.
You know what, I don't know what I
Matt.
expected. Yeah.
Oh, fuck off, Silence.
just
Okay.
mute everyone
Now,
already.
there we go. Good. That was a good long discussion about the videos and the content on the channel. That was good. Now, I'd like to move on to the next topic of sort of the subreddit briefly here. I want to touch on this because I'm going to go for about till 10 on this. We've got another hour and 15 minutes here. I want to talk about the subreddit here and what can be done to improve it. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily just theming or whatever like that, because I think there could be improvements made, and I'm working on an update to the theme. But actual activity and how the subreddit's structured and its rule set and everything like that. Obviously, Dan has slightly disavowed the subreddit, but that doesn't mean I've disavowed the subreddit, nor that it's not official anymore. And just because Dan isn't involved directly with it doesn't mean, it's not sort of something I think is worthwhile. So, if you would like to talk about the subreddit, put it in the chat. Okay, let me have a look here. I get it, Koski, you want to I understand. Don't you don't need to spam. Right. Sorry, this is a bit of a downtime where I'm just looking at the thing. We have... okay. Right. At Valley, you... Oh my god. Oh my god, you're the echoiest. Oh my god, you're the echoiest motherfucker in the world. I'm gonna. Oh my god. I'm gonna strangle your mic to death. I'm gonna strangle your headphones to death. Oh my god, it's literally the worst. JJ Georgie. JJ Georgie, you're live on here.
That's me.
There we go, that is you. We have Mr. Koski 101. Where is it? Koski and Koski's. Why are you called that? Just call yourself Koski. Koski, you're live on air.
I wonder why I'm called Koski on Koski's laptop, Matthew.
Background, that's good.
In the background.
Hello, man. And Piss Poor. I like that name. You know what? I'll choose.
I think Alex also wanted to speak as well.
And Alex. Okay, so that is. We have Koski, we have Alex, we have At Valley, we have JJ Georgie, and we have Piss Poor. You're all here. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
There we go.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Dan's also here.
And we've also got Anna Mine in the background of Koski.
Yes.
About the subreddit, sort of, what do you all think could be done to help sort of improve the subreddit, and what do you think is wrong with the subreddit?
It's dead. It's not dead. It's the fact that it's got a surprisingly there was a period in time that's sort of not anymore, but now the damage has been done from the lack of from the restrictions that you originally put on it, being like no low quality fan art, which means that my fan art is low quality, I'm just not going to post it anymore.
Well, this was an issue.
There is also a I'm going to say there's also an echo chamber, huge echo chamber on the subreddit of Dan is perfect and can do no wrong. So when anyone ever comments on any kind of criticism, constructive or just I hate Nerdcubed, granted should probably be phrased in a better way. I feel that could be not hit with just you're wrong. I used to like Dan. I still like Dan. Dan's still producing quality content. You're wrong. You've changed. Not the content.
So you feel some people should be a bit more open-minded about.
I feel like the people should be open-minded and shouldn't worship Dan.
No, it's worth knowing. A lot of people on subreddit aren't like that. It is less of an echo chamber.
Back actors told me to do this.
Well, let me rephrase what I said before. I feel like the subreddit is much more of a void. You're just shouting into the void like nothing's going to be accomplished on the subreddit.
Yeah, I feel it's a bit empty, really. Just people post random shit with nothing coming out of it.
Alex?
I mean, I'm on some really small subreddits, and they have like 100 posters, and they're all really active. And then there's the Nerdcubed subreddit, which has loads and loads of people on it, and hardly any of them are active. But one specific segment of that community is incredibly active, and they seem to be the ones who enjoy criticising things, because they feel like they're giving a constructive criticism to Dan, which he's then going to see. And actually what they're really doing is just saying, I remember the old guard from way back when, and I really enjoyed, Surgeon Simulator from 2013. It was amazing. But that's not how gaming is now. That's not how things are now. And, I don't want to say that they haven't moved on, but it's really easy to say you're just shouting into a void. But actually, maybe there does need to be some more visible interaction. The stuff that you post when you post the results to the census always has 200, 300 comments on it where people are wanting to ask more. I can remember that from last year. So it's hard to get that balance of having an equal amount of good quality opinions and then filtering out people who are literally there to just troll and say, hey, Dan's changed, I fucking hate the channel, blah, 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 blah. And like Koski said, saying to people, don't post low quality memes or whatever, it's not going to help. It's just going to keep censoring people's opinions. And, if we encourage more content, it's going to be more beneficial for everyone, I feel. Like, every single small community I'm part of has very limited rules in terms of what can be posted. It's just the beneficial stuff.
Also, two quick points. Well, I will be swapping people out in this discussion, so I will be taking in more people from the chat. So if you want to be, just say in the chat. And At Valley and JJ Georgie, do you have any input to this?
It's a shame that Dan doesn't really take part anymore. I liked it when, you know, he did the whole let's do a diet together. Because that actually encouraged me to go on a diet, because I knew I had someone to do it with, or someone to help me on my way. You know, this whole spreadsheet and graphs thing. I quite like that, but since Dan doesn't really... Thanks for that silence. Since Dan doesn't do anything anymore, it kind of took away the whole niceness of the subreddit. It's kind of given it pointlessness. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
Yeah, I get you.
JJ Georgie, do you have any input here?
Not really. I just want to say that lots of kind of worship Dan a lot.
Like, I mean, the subreddit, obviously, that is... Any criticisms about the subreddit are pretty much entirely... A lot of them are my responsibility, because the subreddit is basically entirely run by me. So, any criticism I'm open to, and I'm open to everything involved in that. I have tried to relax the rules a bit. For example, I have started allowing some stuff I wouldn't have allowed in the past. That, you know, I would have considered low quality previously. And I'm trying to allow stuff like that.
I feel like the damage has already been done, though.
It has already been done, I think.
Like, if you look at the subreddit now, I'm on the subreddit. It's like...
Yes.
It's just Nerdcube video, Nerdcube video, Nerdcube video, Dadcube video.
Yep.
Nerdcube video, Nerdcube video. Nerdcube completes Futurama consisted of 12 videos that had a total running time. It's just literally just saying how long a video series was. There's no... And then you take, like, an incredibly smaller YouTuber, like, such as the Super Best Friends, and their subreddit is fucking booming with content and references and artwork and
now,
everything.
Obviously, excluding... Go on.
All I was going to say was, looking at, you know, someone who's been on YouTube for a similar amount of time to Dan, and stuff like that, I compare him quite a lot to Sips, because they actually have quite a similar cynical sort of humour as well. I don't know if that's anyone else, but yeah. But in terms of, again, his subreddit is relatively active even now. You know, I know he's obviously had Yogg's backing and all that helps, but in terms of, like, what's actually put on there, there's a lot of, like, old stuff talking about way back when, you know, Sipsco stuff, talking about, like, references in other videos. They're pulling stuff in from things like H3H3. You know, they're talking about what he's doing on Twitch. They're clipping stuff and putting it on the subreddit, all that sort of stuff. And there's none of that. There's just none of that sort of community spiritedness in terms of, you know, sometimes it gets absolutely downvoted to shit. But, you know, and they have the same posts of, you know, things like, I miss the old whatever and all of this stuff. But the way they deal with it is they just let it happen. There's no...
Like the community.
Okay, we have one we have this one specific place where you can put all of your feedback to Dan. It's just, here are the posts, you know, here is the feedback. Read it if you want it. Don't if you don't.
Okay. So the question now is how could it be improved? And I will sort of bring in a couple of other people. I will swap out a couple of you lot, just for a couple of other people. Also, I'm not taking. I'm prioritizing people who haven't had a chance to speak yet over people who have. So if you're asking to talk and you haven't been chosen, that might be why. Let's have a look. Oblivion Creator, Grant Talk Power. Oblivion Creator live in the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
There's loads in the chat. I'm really sorry. Vision Coin 75. You are live on the air.
Hello.
There we go. I'm really sorry my mic's making that noise. By the way, like I know it's really annoying. That's my arm.
Also,
ow.
Going sort of like I'm gonna sort of throw in again with the whole. I feel like the subreddit has been damaged even more now with Dan's sort of comments about it.
This is true. Also, MP50, you are live on the air. A lot of people here now. I'll mute some of you back in a minute, but
The fact that Dan hates the subreddit viscerally, as I feel sometimes, it really means that we don't feel like we're listened to when we're on the subreddit, and so I feel like even just shouting at him on Twitter is a better thing than the subreddit.
Well,
You
this
can
is
try and
true.
get our opinion out.
I'm not gonna downplay that Dan does hate the subreddit, and I'm constantly arguing with him about that point. And he has his legitimate reasons, frankly. He doesn't. When I say he hates the subreddit, he doesn't hate the users on the subreddit, if that makes sense. Like, he hates the culture it has in a lot of ways. He hates I think some people mentioned the echo chamber. He hates the cycle of Dan was better in the old days, then people defending Dan, and then people being critical to Dan, and then that cycle. Because that's been constant. That cycle's been going on for like 2 years now.
Well, yeah.
And
Like, everyone has that. Everyone has that. Oh, they were good. But going back to the original topic that was on here before the subreddit talk, there has been a spike in where there was a spike in what Dan's quality in content, where he realized that it wasn't a hobby anymore and it was a job. And you can see that spike. You can see it in his content, and that was around the time of the Bully series, and just before he moved out of his house and into London. That was when the spike was.
Okay.
And sure, there has been like slight inclines of, yeah, this is good, but there will never be like that. There will always be that.
That's understandable. Now, the people I brought in, Vision Coin, MP50, and who else?
Me.
You.
Yep.
Oblivion Creator. Do you have any input here?
I'd agree with you on the subreddit of repeating. From what I've noticed, occasionally, once every 2 weeks, someone says, I don't like Dan now, then it goes, someone else posts, I like Dan, then someone else...
cycle, yeah.
But it's also seen in things like the mass appreciation threads. How someone posts one, and then instead of people adding on to the original one about other things they do, people post things they like about what, or Dadcubed, or Dan. You end up getting about 5 or 6 posts based off a single basic concept.
But now, this is the thing. Now, this is the hard part of curating a thing like that. And I've had a debate with myself a lot where, do I allow posts like that? Because obviously, the more posts is just generally better. The more you have more posts, the more active people get. But at the same time, obviously, you don't want it to be you don't want it to be too oversaturated with stuff. And I for the most part, try and keep stuff, similar topics in one thread. If 5 people post a Dan appreciation post, whoever has the most upvoted post and whatever, I'll basically set that as a baseline, and the other ones will go, okay, put it in this post and I'll delete them. That's how I've handled that sort of stuff. And I don't know, is that necessarily the best way of doing it? Anything?
I think the trouble is, what we're trying to do is trying to create a community that's obviously going around a YouTuber, but then you've got people who are just there to discuss the YouTuber, and people who are just there to have a chat with the community who have a common interest, and then you've got people who fit into both categories. And the trouble is, the people who just find the community organically, or people who are particularly angry about something in that moment, or people who are particularly fanatic about something in that moment, they're going to go and post on there. And when you get reactions like the ones you get on Reddit, and it's not just this Reddit, it is the way that Reddit operates, it is a bit kind of very, very reactive. You do get these kind of immediate reactions to everything, and I don't think that's just on this subreddit. I think that's as a whole, and it's the nature of being a larger thing. As people get larger, you do have to have these issues, unfortunately.
So somebody just in the chat pointed out, John said it's a good thing. He has a logo of it. And interesting with John's community are just generally very lovely. He has a very mature, older fan base, generally speaking, and they're very respectful. And a load of people being respectful makes more people be respectful. And that's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense. We don't really have that here at Nerdcubed. The audience has, it's often shared. It's a similar audience that Total Biscuit has, or someone like Jim Sterling. And a lot of people watch Jacksepticeye. It's a kind of a mix of those kind of audiences. And there's quite a few sort of, say, teens, older teens, young 20s, early 20s, and you don't get that same... I mean, John John's a much smaller YouTube and he interacts a lot more, so that's a big part of that.
But it doesn't alter the fact that even if they're a smaller YouTuber, their fans are still. If they're a larger YouTuber with more fans, surely you would still have those. Surely you would have the old. You still have the old audience still interacting with that, and being like making the fan art, making the discussions and everything, and it's not just a small.
But the trouble then
that they've sort of been pushed down, even if they're a smaller YouTuber, they should still have they should theoretically have less community stuff. But in Dan's case, he has less than John or anyone really.
MP, go on. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I think the trouble is you can't appeal to all people. John's videos appeal to a very fine group of people, and I'm happily part of that group of people. I really enjoy his videos. I know a lot of people who watch Nerdcube's videos would not enjoy those sorts of videos at all. I know they'd find them extremely boring, to be honest, which is fine because it's catering to a different audience. I think the thing is, obviously, Nerdcube's videos have gone to a much larger audience, and the point that Koski was making about, it's a larger audience, but there's still these people who have come there. Yeah, but then, as I'm sure we all realise, Nerdcube's content has changed. There's no denying that. It has changed, and whether that's not necessarily a bad thing, that's a good thing as well. But for some people, they might not like the new content, and we've seen that, obviously. But I know that sounds like a really obvious thing to say, but a lot of people who did like the original content might not like the the current content, and that does lead to these sorts of issues. And I think simply saying that, these people don't exist anymore, that's not a response that will actually cut effectively.
So someone in the chat just mentioned as well that a lot of users on the subreddit, they came from the YouTube comment thing when Dan turned off YouTube comments initially, and it didn't necessarily grow organically like a lot of other subreddits did. A lot of it grew around the comments scenario rather than, sharing fan art and having discussions and all that sort of stuff, which I imagine is a big part of why it's kind of stagnant in a lot of ways.
Well, we wonder how wonderful YouTube comments are, so.
Yeah, this is true.
The thing is with Dan, he doesn't seem like the most sociable person, so you can't reach out to him very easily. He'll very, very rarely reply to you as it is. And that's just what I've gathered from his Twitter or maybe his YouTube account. He very rarely replies.
But I think the trouble with that
probably
is because
he's so busy as well.
Well,
the poor guy has got so much going on.
Well, I'd like to. Well, it's not that he's busy. It's because he doesn't want to. He said this before in some live streams, but basically to him, the relationship ends when you watch the content, right? Because a lot of YouTubers, the community is it's a really big part of. Jacksepticeye is a good example of someone who focuses a lot on their community and thanks their community a lot and brings them in a lot. But see, to Dan structures it more like a traditional filmmaker, whereby, if you're a director of a film, you put the film out and then people watch the film. That's the relationship between you and the director. You don't.
Because even directors, even directors into interviews. And
I know.
Interact with their audience.
I know. But in the direct way on YouTube, in the sense of that sort of the traditional filmmaker wouldn't have that sort of role, and that's whether Dan wants to make content, and that's to him where it is. That's why he hired me in a lot of ways, because he didn't necessarily want to deal with a lot of the community aspects, and it's not because he doesn't like having a community, because he doesn't respect a lot of the community. But that's his situation. That's why sort of Dan won't respond to a lot of stuff. He does try. I mean, if you're on Patreon, he will respond to stuff a lot of the time. Especially if
shout him on Twitter, he normally will.
Yeah, if shout him on Twitter.
In terms of the subreddit, he just ignores it.
Yeah,
but Matt,
that's the problem.
The reason why
sometimes I found that there's a lack of motivation to go to the subreddit. There's not much that I can see that I'll go and say, maybe I should come back and keep.
But Matt, you are hired
watching.
As a shield between Dan and the community. Dan just I'm not even going to bother with Matt.
I was hired.
I'm going to interact with the community myself, and therefore stir up even more of a mess.
See, I was
The thing is,
hired.
Matt was already doing the community before he was even hired.
I was hired to deal with stuff that Dan necessarily didn't want to. So that means he will still deal with stuff if he wants to deal with that personally, and that's okay. That's fine. And obviously, I you know, much like Tracey was taking on to deal with the business shit that Dan didn't want him, I was taking on to deal with the community stuff that Dan didn't want him. That's okay. That's fine. That's just good and dandy. And you know,
drops the forwards for doing things that the boss doesn't want to do.
Yeah, and
that's
no,
the whole point in it. So.
No, I understand like that. You know, Dan's lack of community interaction is a problem. I do acknowledge.
I wouldn't say it's a problem.
Well, compared to a lot.
If he's not the person who likes to communicate, or maybe he's a bit socially awkward. You know, he doesn't know how to communicate or doesn't like to. Then that's up to him. It's fine.
Oh yeah, it is up to him.
The way people act to it, like, oh, Dan doesn't do enough with his community. It's a bit bitchy, really.
It is
just keep the head down. And
it is fine socially. It's fine. It's fine socially, but from a creator perspective, from a YouTuber perspective, you know, compared to a lot of other YouTubers, it is a bit of a problem. Compared to a lot of the, it is a problem for community curation, and it is a problem for like, and that's okay. You know, it's okay for that to be a problem if he doesn't want to do that. But that is the sort of reality of the situation.
I'd like to talk about this idea that the community, the responsibility of the creator stops when the content is viewed.
It does, but I would just like to point out something quickly here in that you know, it does stop there, and it doesn't help that it necessarily stops there if you want to build a community and you want to encourage a subreddit or whatever. But yeah, go on.
I was going to say, you know, a lot of YouTubers, like, sort of, I'm agreeing with MP50 here. A lot of YouTubers do get more involved than they need to. You know, there are two different ways of doing YouTube. You either do it as a sort of product-based thing where you push a product and here is my product, it's the videos, or you do it as a service where it's, you know, here's the product, and on top of that, you know, you can come and talk to me on Twitter and, you know, basically live my life with me. And Dan's obviously made the decision that he wants to do the, you know, here's the videos, here's your content, here's what I'm giving you. Everything else is, up to you guys. Do it yourself. I'm not going to get involved.
My point here, though, is that's not going to change. Right, and even though that is a problem, that isn't a problem that's going to be able to be resolved, and that's not a problem that's going to be able to be changed. That's an issue that's going to have to be worked around and dealt with, and that's the discussion. That's the discussion I want to have here, because we've spoken here about, you know, the problems with all that. But the fact is, I can't fix that. That can't be fixed. I know that's annoying. That's frustrating. But unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation. I can't make Dan do stuff he doesn't want to do, and that's making Dan do stuff he doesn't want to do isn't good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for the community. It's not good for any of that. So my question here is, how can we and how can I improve the subreddit and improve that sort of environment without Dan's intervention?
Matt, I hate to say it, but you're looking for a unicorn. You're looking for a result for something which I don't think can be created, because if you've got because at the end of the day, Nerdcube subreddit, as much as it is about the whole Nerdcube team, the main person in Nerdcube is obviously Dan, because he's the one who does the content creation. And if the person who is effectively the brand, because we're talking about a comparison between Nerdcube used to be a person, it used to be a link to a person, and now it is undeniably a brand. Whether that's something you like or not is again up to you. But I think if you're not going to actually have the person who's at the centre responding to things, it will be extremely difficult, if not entirely impossible, to build a community around that. And the whole thing with, creation stops there, that's fine, it's a fine opinion to have, but then why are we trying to start a community in the first instance?
I'm not saying start a community. I want to. This is the thing. I'm not saying. You know, I'm saying how can we make the subreddit better. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think you can really.
But why do we have a subreddit? What's the purpose of the subreddit? What's the kind of vision that you're having for the community? Because it is a community. That's
I don't
the whole
know.
point of the subreddit.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Because you see, my responsibility is to cater to you. And to you lot, and to the chat, and to the Discord. That's my responsibility. That's my responsibility is to try and cater the best I can in the confines I have to you lot.
Yeah, and in my opinion, you're doing a fantastic job, and you're doing really well at that, and I really appreciate the work you do. But the trouble is, I think it depends on what you actually want, what the community wants out of the subreddit.
That's what I'm asking. That's what this is for. What does the community want out of the subreddit? That's what I'm asking.
But then the intention of a subreddit is obviously to connect a community together, and if the person who is undeniably at the centre of that community isn't going to actually be active on that, for whatever reason, I don't think you can really form a community around that. I don't think that's a thing that's actually possible to do, if you see what I mean.
Anyone else have any
I
input?
don't think it's exactly fair to try and create a, essentially what you're asking for here is a strategy on what the community should be doing. It should just be up to them. Whatever they want to post on the subreddit is up to them. If they don't want to use the subreddit, they don't want to use it.
If you all think that there's nothing we can do to help improve the subreddit, that's fine. If you think it's up to you, that's okay. If you don't think there's any, that's perfectly fine. I'm just here asking if there is improvements that people want. I'm here to listen. Really.
It would be really interesting to see how many people in Twitch at the moment. I don't know how many people are even
812.
Watching, but 800 people. How many of those 812 actually use the subreddit or read it regularly? How many even know that there was a subreddit? And just stuff like that. Because I think you'd be quite surprised at how many would just go, yeah, I know what it is, because they will come for the let's chat tonight. But equally, the number of people who are there like, what the fuck even is, I did put a straw poll up ages and ages ago. I will relink it, but it's I can't link in the Twitch, but something like that, just so me as what is now being called Boris Ratman, because apparently I sound like Boris Johnson, has the Twitch chat sort of decided that. But yeah, the straw poll, something like that, where we could actually get an idea of how many people actually use it, how many people want to use it, stuff like that, and then you'd be able to get a better idea. I know because your census that you send out is primarily the subreddit guys.
It is.
So what comes back is slightly skewed.
It is very skewed.
Of what the whole community.
There's an interesting thing from those census as well. The female audience on the videos is sort of like 40 to 60, right? 40% female, sort of 60% male-ish. It might be a bit lower than that, but it's not too much of a minority. While, for example, on the actual census, it's more like 5% female. There's a huge. Which is quite interesting. It's obviously not just Reddit; it's Twitter and it's Twitch and it's. But obviously, that outside community, outside of YouTube, is very male dominated, and that is
yeah, that's a shame, really. I mean,
it is quite a
being
shame.
one of that 5% of females, it's a shame that the female community doesn't really get involved. But when you go onto the subreddit, you see what all the guys are posting, because there's mostly guys. You go, well, they sound like a bunch of dicks, and then you fuck off.
So it's much the same in TeamSpeak, I'll assure you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it does feel very orientated in a certain way, and that the only people who are actually left on the subreddit now are I didn't want to say that.
In the chat, it's just tickled me.
But no, they all have their own set ways of doing things, and they all have their own opinions. And looking at comments on videos, there are no comments on videos, but the ones that are actually made are all very samey. It's very much I don't agree with this bit of the video, normally posted by the same user, but on 6 different videos, because they don't like specific ways that things have changed.
And there's also like about 3 or 4 power users. Like there's Revenant, there's Scottish, there's people like that who are on the subreddit a lot more, and you see a lot more of them than you see other people. It's not really their fault. It's just kind of drowns out the voices.
Now, just as well, in about sort of minute and a half, I'm going to swap all of you out for some other people who want to talk about this topic as well. I don't think we've sort of hit exactly a point on this topic quite yet, which is okay.
There doesn't seem to be a sort of consistent as well.
Okay.
Going back, going back to this whole. There doesn't seem to be a consistent what Dan wants with the subreddit, because he makes a Reddit account and he posts on it, and then he sees one post that just upsets him. And then he's like, no, Reddit's for dumb people, Twitter's for smart people, and then just angers the community more, and then you have to repair it.
I think the
But-
trouble is nobody knows what the subreddit's for. We've got,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say this, and it's going to be extremely controversial, I know, but we've got a Brexit means Brexit situation here. Where,
No, it's a red, white, and blue Brexit. Thank you very much.
You've got a community which has been created, where nobody really knows what it's supposed to be doing, and the trouble is, and again, I know again, earlier you were saying, oh, but it's not a community, but it is a community.
It's a community. Yeah.
Subreddit is a community.
No, I'm not saying it isn't.
And we've got an area which is a curated community, but nobody knows what it's being created for, or curated for. Nobody knows what they're supposed to post there. Nobody knows what sort of thing they're supposed. And it's difficult to create content around existing content when you don't really know what's supposed to be going on. You know.
That's the thing. I go onto the Reddit and it's empty. It's just uploaded video, uploaded video, uploaded video. I'll scroll down a little.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a pointless place that's nothing to do with anything. Uploaded video.
Okay, well,
uploaded video. There's another pointless thing.
My last question to my last question to you lot, just quickly here, is what kind of content would you like to see from the Reddit? What would you like to see the Reddit actually used for? I'm gonna go
Maybe,
through. I'm gonna go through.
community challenges.
I'm gonna go through each of you one by one, just quickly here, and then Koski, you're at the top of the list here. Good one. Aunt Valley.
Nice one, Koski.
Community challenges or something. You know, something to maybe build something up.
Like, well,
Try to get it back on track, and then if that doesn't work, fuck it off.
well, give me
altogether.
an example of what you mean by that community challenge.
Gee, I don't know. I'm the least creative.
G. Oh, G
Yeah.
Willikers, hot diggity.
Back to the 1960s with me.
Well, I mean, we just talked about Brexit, so it's relevant.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know,
I'm
we're
one
gonna
of the
leave
least
it
creative
now.
people, so I don't know.
I didn't put 350 million on the side of a bus. I didn't.
Are you sure about that?
So, like, you know.
Political now.
Okay, so like, Koski.
Hi.
What kind of content do you think you'd like to see on the subreddit? What do you think you'd like to see the subreddit used for?
Discussions on videos of like, I'm gonna reference this one again. The two best friends play subreddit is just like what I consider to be the perfect like subreddit for fans and stuff, because it makes references to, like, when people are like it talks about more in depth about their videos. They're currently going through 2 people quitting on them, like, as well, so, or stepping down, so more people are talking about the thing. Anne's talking, so she's throwing me off.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Good job.
It's sort of more talking about, like, what if, like, when there's a sort of a very, very niche joke, it sort of explains it to the subreddit a bit more.
Oh, that was my train. Sorry. I left my train track.
They make references to like JoJo things because they reference that on the show. Fan art like that they've done. It's just like, I consider it to be the perfect thing. And also they used to do a mailbag thing as well. Great. Someone sent them a fire axe on the first day.
What?
On the first day of
Because
them
of
opening
course.
their PO box, someone sent them a fire axe in a reference to like a very old video they made.
Okay, so
I feel like it should be more like that, with more community interaction.
Okay. More
fire
and
axes,
more, and I think a PO box would work for the channel. Just going off the, but.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people have asked for PO boxes before,
Yeah.
haven't they? Dan said it's not happening.
Okay.
What if Matt was the one to do it instead of Dan?
Move on, Mr. Boris Ratman, as you're now called in TeamSpeak.
Yeah. I personally think that the subreddit should just be left as it is, in terms of, you know, we should encourage it more through Dan. Just have Dan saying, you know, the subreddit is here, as much as he doesn't directly support it in terms of it existing.
I want to point out,
know,
it's removed from the.
he should-
It's actually removed from the video descriptions.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's the issue. That's what I mean. He's genuinely just done pretty much how. It could have been a lot better how it finished, but it's not. And we need to try and direct people back there, because you can see a very deep drop off of, you know, a lot of deep comments which were being made on the subreddit are no longer being made. And, you know, the Twitch chat has been saying things like, you know, the subreddit is basically gone for now. You need to just forget about it and let it just regrow from, you know, essentially a brand new, from a little seed into a big tree. And just, you know, I think that's a really good way of thinking about it. It is gone for now. We need to just essentially let it reset and just start again. And, you know, the only way we're going to be able to do that is if Dan goes back to how he was when he first started and just say, you know, here it is. I'm not going to get involved in it, but here it is for you guys. You guys talk about what you want. I'm not going to look at it. Matt can deal with all that. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But, you know, that's what I pay him for. You know, that's how it should be in my mind.
Okay. MP50.
I'd also just quickly like to address, I'm a businessman. I could never, ever be Batman. I'm not Batman.
Oh, God.
Twitch chat thinks I'm Batman. I'm not Batman.
Oh, you're the worst person. MP50.
I think
I'd be quick about this.
Without it being more kind of a connection between individual people in the community or a connection between the content creators, I think it is, as it currently is, not going to work. I think Boris, I'm just going to call you Boris now. I think Boris was...
Go with Boris.
Yeah, you are Boris. I think you were right in that it needs to have a reset, and I think it would be nice to have Dan actually come and say himself, you know, oh right, hang on, this is what I think about this. This is what I think about this, because you've got to have, again, I think you've got to have some sort of kind of central figure, and I think it would be nice to have more things like this more often, where perhaps, you know, one podcast a month could be taken out by TeamSpeak and people actually being able to talk about what's going on, because it brings the community together a lot more, and that will help with things like the subreddit, because it means that more people have better cohesion.
Okay.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
How many people actually mod the Reddit? Because
just me.
If it's just you, then that's not enough. You've got a lot of other stuff to do on other
well, people say this a lot to me, and you'd be really surprised.
There's not many posts.
Reddit, you can't sit there all day on Reddit.
You think,
and just wait for someone to post something stupid.
You'd think so, but the thing with Reddit moderation, right, is I've got all moderators set up that deals with basically most spam posts, requests, for example. Most of them are removed by auto moderator. There's maybe like one in 50 false flags with auto moderator, so it's pretty reliable. And pretty much throughout the day, I have it on my phone. I moderate on my phone, and I will basically any free time I'll open it and I'll quickly go over it. I was willing to hire more mods, but I literally looked over it and went, I'm barely doing anything on it. We don't, you know.
But getting more people to post, maybe more people to post on your behalf. That might help, because you don't really post a lot on there.
This is true. Well, do you think me posting more would help?
Yes,
maybe.
Definitely.
There's a serious void between there's a void between the gap between of what Dan and you guys are doing and so it's got smaller recently with more active people like you in there, but it is still a very visible void.
Okay. Who's next?
There's not enough posted on there by a moderator or someone who works for Dan or represents Dan on Reddit.
Okay, I'll try posting on there more then. Oblivion Crater, your what do you think the subreddit should be used for, and what do you think?
I think there needs to be more focus on discussion instead of these random posts that say how big a series was. There needs to be discussion like, what do you enjoy about this video? What did you enjoy about this video? What was your favourite video and why? Stuff like that.
Okay. And last but not least, Vision Coins. Why you called that?
I actually don't really remember.
For fuck's sake!
He saw a coin with 75 on.
Oh, of course. Yeah. What do you feel?
I like how Oblivion Creator, MP50, and @Varley are fine, but Vision Coin 75.
It's so specific. It's so specific. That doesn't know. What do you think the subreddit should be used for? Go on.
I think that the subreddit should be used to, kind of engage more, like, as a community, more than it currently is. Now there's really just, posts of, oh, this video has gone up, it's just a Dadcubed video, it's a Nerdcubed video, it's kind of like that, but there's not really, like, any motivation to go and, really talk to other people most of the time.
Okay.
Maybe, by getting Dan or like everyone should just say like, oh yeah, this exists. You know, maybe more people will go out and chill out there.
Less YouTube subscriptions feed, more actual discussion.
I see. Okay. I'm gonna put you all back muted now. I get some new people. Thank you all for your input.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
See you
What's
later.
that? Koski at Valley,
Vote for
Alex,
Boris. Vote for Boris.
MT50,
Vote for Boris.
Oblivion,
Vote for
Creative Vision
Boris.
Point. Also, Anne's there in the
Vote for
background.
Boris.
What the fuck?
There you go. And
Bye.
okay, I will take.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I like that.
Do it.
There's a lot of. I want to point out, right? The Twitch chat, you can't see this, but there's 75 people in this one TeamSpeak channel, and like, it's really. Right, let's see. The people who want to talk. Oh god, the chat scrolled up and down. Oh, Tracy, help me. Oh my god, Tracy. Oh, no, Tracy's gone. Fuck. She was like, what? Tracy. Where did you go? I needed you.
I'm sorry. I'm currently talking to what?
Oh, fuck. Fuck's sake.
Say hi to what?
Hi, what? What?
Matt says hi, what? What says fuck off?
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Does what want to say anything to the Twitch chat?
I don't know.
Where the fuck is... I've lost my place in the chat now. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Harmolodic wants to jump in. Harmolodic, you can be... You are live. Hello, Harmolodic. Harm, you are live on the air. Say hello.
Yeah, cool.
There we go.
Hi.
Fucking dick.
Fuck off.
Danajo Stuff, you are live on air. I'm leaning really far over to the left, and it's really my belt sticking into. Ow. Shall I jump here? Why do people talk so much in the chat? It's really no Jaja.
Oh wait, okay.
Are live on air.
Yeah, hi.
Hello. And Gigi. Did we have Gigi Jono on? Yeah.
I think we did.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think Anne is trying to say Hughes and Alex.
Events. They want to talk about events,
Master
and we'll have another chat about events in a minute.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. The topic's still subreddit. We'll just have a quick. This is only going to be another 5 minutes here. I just want to get a couple of different people in it.
You say that every time, though. You say every time it's like 5
Look, I have a habit of rambling, right? If any of you have ever watched my live streams, you know this. If Harm cuts himself off, would that be considered self-harm? Good one. Dides. Master MLG Pro, you are on the air, and
oh god, I'm actually panicking.
And the King, you are live on air. There we go.
Hi.
Cool. And one more. I've got one more. Diarmaid. What's that name? Is that? You're live on air, Diarmaid. Bit of salt. You're the quietest person in the fucking world. Good job. Okay, so just quickly here, we go for about 5-10 minutes. Can hear you, yes. For about 5-10 minutes here. First of all, what do you all think is very briefly? What do you think is wrong with the subreddit, and what do you think can be done to fix it, and what do you think it should be used for? That's just an open question.
It's dead, basically. Yeah, I don't think many things should be changed, really, except maybe more mods.
Hmm?
Yeah, I mean, well, I lurk on it a lot. I never post, but there doesn't ever seem to be anything to interact with anyway, so...
Can I add a butterscotch into the tin?
What?
At this point,
Well,
I think it's beyond
here's
the
a little-
point of retrieval. But maybe a reboot like some other people were talking about would help.
What I find is... I find that the subreddit... It's very... Like, with Dan and him leaving the subreddit, I find that every other person... I find like the viewers have also left because Dan has left.
Mm-hmm.
So... I find that it's affected people's views on the subreddit from his tweets and with other people. Oh, hello, Echo. And other people.
Oh.
That's no.
Like, you know, the. Like, yeah, no.
I'm
no,
fixing it.
Go on, continue.
Like, you see, like, most of, like, staff members, like, with, like, Rebecca and some stuff when she is, like, you know, what happens when you have someone you love and that stuff and they're getting a bit, like, frustrated with something, and then Rebecca kind of had that type of thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, Judge, fucking sort shit out, mate. Sort it out. Now.
I'm going to mute you for a moment, No Judge. Oh, actually, I'm going to give you push to talk, No Judge, yeah. There you go, you've got push to talk now. You've got to set up your push to talk. Continue, Master MLG.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's, like, affected some people's views upon the subreddit, along with... actually, no, it's not. Let's go back to... because we only got, like, a few minutes. It's... how I would... like, how this will be easily fixed. I think we should just, like, maybe advertise it a bit more and say, yeah, this has happened, but we are making it better. Like, we're improving it. We're trying to. Oh God, I've gone all black now.
Like, well, okay, so how, well, the question here is what? Okay, but here's the question: what do you lot think the subreddit should be used for? What kind of stuff would you think would you like to see on there, and how do you think we can accomplish getting stuff like that on there?
I think videos. That's it, really. I think, along with
important announcements.
Yeah, announcements and maybe like the census stuff and fan stuff, because it's just full of Dan's crap or Dan's amazing, and it's just that like in a pattern, just, you know.
Maybe you can make it more like the Steam group. More organized.
What, completely unmoderated and like...
well, aside with moderators, obviously. Sorry.
See, the interesting thing with the Steam group is I stopped even trying to moderate that because there's so much spam on Steam, and Steam has terrible moderation tools that I gave up.
I didn't even know there was a Steam group.
There's a
I knew there was, but
on
I
the
never
Steam
looked
group.
at it.
There's a discussions thing, and basically everything is just like free promo code, easy money, and CS:GO. There's just one every minute, and I swear to God, it's just there's no moderation tools. It's terrible. Like every fucking comment on here is terrible. I understand what you mean.
Every time
though.
I go in there, there's just no one in the chat or whatever.
Anyway, yeah, it's a bit dead. But like, well, anyway, just lastly, so how do you lot think the subreddit can be infused? Come on.
I think in general, it's to get the community to engage and for them to use the subreddit. They actually need to use the subreddit, because as we've been discussing over all of this, it's pretty much the only posts that are on there are things where notifying that Dan's video has gone up, and like as somebody else said, Dan's crap or Dan's great, and that's it. There's no like kind of fan art stuff. There's no like whether it's like a fan art event that you started up, Matt, or someone else has, or whether it's a hey, let's sort out some sort of competition. So I think to start off with in terms of the engagement, it's you guys as like the staff members and as the kind of community leaders to encourage some more engagement from people. And then from there, that should have a knock-on effect of more people just posting cool stuff to the subreddit. And as that goes on, like running jokes and the stuff that Koski was on about earlier, where I think it was like 2 best friends or something. I was looking through that subreddit, and I was looking through a couple of others, and it's just kind of what makes a subreddit tick, what makes it like what makes a good subreddit. And the Yogscast one is covered in just their videos, and then like loads of cool stuff about them and fan arts and things. The 2 best friends one, as Koski was saying, it's like loads of just like running jokes and loads of people talking to each other about all sorts of different things related to the particular videos. So in general, it's just people need to engage on the subreddit. Like, take away your view of, hey, it's this toxic place because Dan said it was this toxic place on Twitter where he saw a horrific thing. Take away that view, and just if you see something cool or you see an opportunity to make a GIF or you see an opportunity to make a video response to something, or just anything to do with Dan that you think would be a cool, and you want somewhere to post it, put it on the subreddit. And then from there, people can comment on that. And then you start generating more of a community. It's literally just a case of, if you want the community to engage, get the community to actually engage.
Okay.
I agree completely.
I mean, that was pretty much the exact point I was going to make, so...
It was pretty much as my point as well.
Okay, good. That's a good resolution to this topic. Thank you all for inputting the King, Diamade, Dinosaur Stuff, Homologic, Masterology Pro, and NoJaja. Thank you all for inputting into this topic.
I love you.
It's no problem.
You are welcome. I don't love you.
Thanks for letting me put my point in. Thanks.
I love people putting their point in me. Right. Next topic here is events, and I used that very general, in a very general term. I put that in the chat a minute ago. But if you want to talk about events, say so now in the TeamSpeak chatty chat. I know people already did say so. And by events, I am specifically sort of talking about the idea of obviously, when we had the servers, when we had actual game servers, we used to run events reasonably regularly on there. Now we don't have that anymore. Really, we only have the TeamSpeak because the servers died because nobody was fucking interested in them. There are fan servers still if you want to play Minecraft and stuff. There are some fan servers you can play on, which apparently are reasonably good. But, you know, we don't have official ones just because there was no interest in them. But this is just for general events. I have to scroll up on the fucking chat now, because, oh my god. There it is. Okay, Mr. Thalex. Thalex, you're live on here. Say hello, Thalex.
Hey.
There we go. Mr. Lopant, you're live on here.
Oh, well, thanks. Yep,
Mr.
hi.
I said Mr. I'm fucking assuming people's gender, the horror of me. Pedgeth, you're live on air.
Evening.
That was very polite. Cheapskate, you're live on air.
Hughes.
Well.
We need Hughes on this.
No, we don't. Dr. Happiness, you're live on air.
Hello.
Hughes, you are live on air.
Finally, Matt.
And
Koski.
Koski's already had a chance to speak.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yes.
A bit too much.
Spoke too much. And yes, a lot of people spammed. Whatever. If anyone else wants to chime in on this, say something in the chat. I'll let you on in a bit. If you've already spoken, though, you're not allowed, I'm afraid. I may let some people who've already spoken speak briefly, but if you've already spoken, you will be let on in a minute, probably. Especially if you're regulars and servers, because that'll be probably relevant.
We need Koski, though.
So silence, Perky, and Koski will have your time in a moment.
Definitely not silent. Please don't get silence back.
That's fine. So, events. Now, obviously, events, we ran GTA... Well, I say we. It was Koski who ran the GTA Grand Prix events for a while, which were sort of these long... things, they weren't hugely popular, about 20 people each, and they were, reasonably fun until everyone on the servers got banned from GTA Online for money hacking. And
I wonder whose fault that was, hey, Matt?
I wonder who distributed the money hack around the server.
Oh, I don't know, OG.
OG. And there is also an Overwatch tournament being run by Mr. Lawpants here. That is coming up on the 7th.
I'm doing that.
He's doing the
Yep, that's
Overwatch
3 days. If anyone wants to sign up, please do. You have about an hour before I release the finalised teams.
Give me the link, Lawpants. I'll put it in the chat.
It's in the Overwatch channel.
For God's sake, make me fucking search.
I'm lazy, Matt.
Cheeky. Events. What would you like to see as events, and how do you think events could be improved? And same with the chat, and same with the Discord, which I'm still reading the Discord as well. What kind of events would you like to see, and how could you feel they could be improved, and all that bollocks?
I've prepared some points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. So, like recently Dan did like a Battlefield stream, and it wasn't like promoted or anything like that. He just sort of did it on the whim.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like more things like that would be beneficial, because one, it helps him because it gets him closer to his community, and two, the community will feel better for it because they feel like they're taking part.
Well. indeed.
Mhm.
If you like Star Trek Online, we may have a thing just for you coming up soon. So perhaps
That's great, Matt. Except for nobody likes Star Trek Online.
Well, Dan apparently really does.
I had an idea actually about like big online games. GTA 5 Online is a bit passe now, but you had. Sorry.
It's a sore point for me, cheapskate. I'm still bitter about it.
Sorry, Matt. I'm really sorry. But what I'm just kind of like podcasts playing online games that we as a community could join. That would be
Okay,
really
you know what? I'm just gonna say this because there's enough points about this, and I haven't actually spoken to John about this, so I don't know to confirm. But Dan's idea for the podcast, he doesn't want to do the podcast anymore. He's getting a bit bored of it. He wants to replace it with a similar thing where we actually do still talk about gaming news, 2 hours long, but instead of just sitting there talking, we play Star Trek Online and we get a load of other people involved in the community. So that
would be good.
That.
Okay, so I basically read Dan's mind.
Yeah, apparently so.
When you're talking about events, how do you actually promote them?
Well, the current way I promote events is through the Steam group.
Because I'm in the Steam group, and occasionally I'll get a message pop up in the middle of my screen saying, "Thing is starting on Steam, come and play," and that's it. I think you could be using the subreddit for promoting events. This is the first time I've ever used TeamSpeak, so I don't really know how it works. But if you're arranging things in TeamSpeak, maybe he's mirror that back to the subreddit. Maybe he's I can't speak. Maybe he's mentioned it on podcasts if that's going to be a thing that's continuing.
Well, this is the interesting thing with these kind of events. Because with the event marker, there's two ways of promoting an event on Steam. There's announcements and events. Announcements are a single, like, hey, this thing's happening. Events, on the other hand, is you schedule them. And it'll, whenever someone comes on Steam next, it'll pop up going, this event has been scheduled. And then when it's starting, it'll come up. I should probably be putting those on the subreddit as well and more in advance. I think that is a problem. You are correct there.
Get more audience for them if you did promote them more on the subreddit, on the Twitter, on the various different channels that you've got. Just putting it on Steam. That thing will pop up on Steam and I'll say, I'm not interested in that.
Well, I would like to point out I am quite limited where I personally can promote it. Obviously, I can't put it on the channels. I don't have access to the channels personally. So the place I can put it is my own Twitter and the subreddit, and the Steam and Twitch is really the places I can promote stuff.
If Dan wants it to be part of his community as part of Nerdcubed, shouldn't he be promoting these things?
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Especially because of that time we had the Grand Prix race, and like half an hour after it started, he retweeted the thing saying, "Hey, this is starting soon. Come join."
I fucking love that. I love to people join.
Terrible at promotion.
No, he is, and this is the unfortunate reality. As I said, we got to work around Dan here, which I know is annoying, but you know.
I feel like it should be the other way around.
Would it not be possible for you to have access to his Twitter just for putting things like that up?
Nah,
he's got the
the problem is, here's the problem. Right? If I had access to his Twitter, I'd be able to see all the fucking weird shit he was sending to his like underage fans.
Oh my!
It's a joke, by the way.
He's got the automatic thing where it automatically posts when his videos go live. Could something possibly be set up around that?
Unfortunately, the way
I don't know how that works.
Unfortunately, the way any of Dan's accounts works is they're just locked down super tight. Like to access, I think half those accounts you actually need a physical key, like an actual physical USB key. He takes security very seriously, which he should. And unfortunately, as a result of that, we don't get access to stuff like that, which is an unfortunate shame. So if something's arranged in advance, I can generally be like, "Hello, Dan, can you promote this?" But obviously, if something's arranged a bit more on the cuff, it's less so.
It just seems like everything's very last minute. This is happening now. It would be better if it was like,
you're not wrong.
In a couple of days. Do you want to join?
A lot of events I've seen tweets pass about. I have both of you guys on notifications. Every time you say something, I read it on my phone and I'm like, shit, that I'm half an hour too late. So like that's really if I have some advanced notice about this sort of stuff going down, I can be there when it's happening and not find out about it half an hour after it's done.
Okay, that's fair.
I actually want to add to that about announcing stuff. Maybe if you do like competition events, and if you could announce them 1 week before the actual thing, people could prepare themselves. If it's like a competitive game, they can start practicing on it, right? But it's like, for me, when I sort of waited for the GPs because it was fun to do, but it was all
Grand Prix. He's talking about the Grand Prix Twitch.
Yeah,
chat, just for clarification.
it was always like just waiting for it. Like, I mean, I know Koski's told me sometimes when here's a date that's happening, but I feel like I was the only one actually like knowing it outside of the moderators. But maybe if you could like announce it like a week before it actually happens, people could be more prepared, and more people will probably come and say like, okay, Sunday I can't. And
Okay, so better notice for
Agreed.
stuff. Better notice stuff. Okay,
yeah,
that is
yeah.
duly noted. That is duly noted, and that's definitely very useful feedback. Is there any other sort of thoughts on events? What kind of events that could be done? Sort of anything like that.
I've been looking through Twitch chat, and someone mentioned having sort of a Twitter account where someone could follow it and be updated with like events and
announcements.
Yeah, just saying, hey, this
specific.
event's happening, so we could just post events on there. So, like for example, Lol Pansy's Overwatch tournament. Yes, it was retweeted by yourself and other people, but apart from that, there was no real official announcement. So, if we have a Twitter account dedicated to announcing events, I think that might generate a lot more interest.
That's a fair idea.
And that could be used also to promote the videos as well.
This is a good idea. Also, I'm gonna because they're gonna keep complaining if I don't. I'm gonna add Silence and Koski to the mix.
Matt, no.
Sounds, you're live on air again.
All right, first off,
I want to point out quickly. Sounds is a regular and Koski's a mod, and a long time mod. That's why they're getting a bit.
Okay, Matt.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What about now? Koski, you are live on air again. Please don't.
Hello.
Matt.
Please don't rant for ages.
Hi, Koski.
Okay.
Hi.
So
Koski's here.
Alex, I'm also here.
You wanna
Not
put
being
your
edited
two
in later.
Okay, Matt.
Wait. Yep.
The whole gang.
We did it, Dad.
I'm letting you in briefly.
Hey.
So make your opinions known.
I feel like I have sort of the most right to speak, seeing as I ran the
You did
last
run the
yearly
GP
thing.
for a year. Yeah.
Can I have a really good? Oh, fine, go ahead.
Which was just
Koski.
shut down due to Hughes.
I didn't do anything.
And his money
it was you.
hacks.
It was
Hughes,
your
you
God.
fucking
all these
you
money
dropped the
hacks I'm
ball,
getting.
Hughes.
We all did it.
You know
How-
good son of a bitch.
No. How did this stream turn into a let's hate Hughes party?
We all hate
Always
Hughes.
Because you tempted us to the dark side, you know, good son of a bitch.
Well, Rockstar shouldn't put microtransactions in their games, then, should they?
The stream's fine. It's people's local.
Also, Perky wants to be let in as well, seeing as he
Matt?
also was the co-runner.
Okay, sounds. Get on with it.
Can
Say your
Can I
words.
get to my
Go
point
on.
before I have to go
Say.
forward? Okay. I'm trying. Forward or fuck off. Okay, so
Perky Lavana.
basically, with like events and stuff, not so much like events on our end, but like more so maybe an event on Dan's end, like when he did Dan or Nerd³, whatever you call it, versus the world, when he had people from here. I think they're mostly mods now, but played.
I was
It
going
was
to bring that
just
up.
him, everybody on here versus him on, Counter Strike.
Yeah.
Things like that. Maybe if you did something like that again, or like a live stream with it, even.
Actually, you say that. Well, there was one time. You see, because I've personally, I've hosted like so many fucking Minecraft events in the past. Like I spent hours thinking of events. Like sometimes, fucking bigging myself up here. But I think from being on the TeamSpeak for 3 years, people have always said to me like some of the best community interaction with events was when Dan played like CS:GO with the servers one time.
I need to say something right now.
That's what I just said.
I need to make something clear right now. That as much as I know events with Dan would be very good, but that's not something that I can necessarily make happen. And it is duly noted that events with Dan will be very good, but
Matt.
I can't really do much about that. Yes, Sans.
It's not something that has to be like a regular thing, but every now and then, like, I mean, I understand he doesn't really want to interact with the community, but something like that might help.
No,
or
you know.
even like you said, you guys get like you said you get 50 keys a week. Maybe if it's a good game, like do a live stream and do possibly a giveaway or something to a random person in the stream.
So it's not like he doesn't like doing it, because he did a Battlefield one like not even that long ago.
Yeah, it doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be a regular thing, but something every now and then, like when they had the Minecraft server, he did that, and then it turned into what it was, and they would have like build events and different things. You got
Which I hosted. Hi.
Oh, okay, Perky.
Oh my god, Perky.
But like something along those lines to get community interaction, because you can sit here and just watch videos all day, but that sort of stuff will draw people in to watch the videos. Like when he did the tit fucker challenge with you, whatever that was, the Henderson challenge.
Very good. I understand, right? I understand, and it's duly noted. But like, to be perfectly frank, I can't really make that happen.
No, and I understand, and we're not trying to force it.
I know.
We want it to be something that he wants to do.
I know, and I am trying to persuade him to do that. I assure you. But with this kind of topic point, I'm more trying to get like stuff that doesn't involve Dan that we can do.
The thing is, what really sucks about that is that most of the big multiplayer games that we can do, i.e. Minecraft and GTA, are dead. They're dead now, because we can't do GTA, and Minecraft's a dead game, and they're the easiest and best things to do for like an event.
There's still more games out there.
Right. There
Actually,
are
but you did
more things being planned, such
Perky mate.
as
A Rocket League event,
What the
which we're
Overwatch
doing.
thing.
What about a
we're doing.
Siege event?
There's. I kind of want to do a Siege one, but we could only get 10 people.
And also Ubisoft servers.
Okay, I'm gonna right now. Koski Perky, Lolpants, Koski Perky, Lolpants, Fuse, and Silence.
Real quick before I go to work, Matt.
Yes.
When did you want to play Siege?
I'm going to tell you. Thank you very much, Hughes, Koski, Lolpants, Perky,
Matt.
and
Matt,
Thalex
I'd just like
for
to
your
bring up
input.
Matt, can I just bring up all the things that you talked about, such as the Star Trek Online thing that I've been trying to get you to set up a fleet for the past fucking 2 years.
I don't like Star Trek Online. I really don't like Star Trek Online, but if Dan's doing it, well, fuck it, I guess I'm doing it too. Anyway,
Captain's log.
Thank you, you lot, because you lot do events, and I would like some
me too,
different
thanks.
perspectives
Matt?
on Lolpants.
May I speak to you after this about the Overwatch thing? I need you for a few things.
Anyway, they're gone. Cheapskate, happiness and pleasure. If anyone else would like to Pickles in space, there we go. Blue Husk, there we go. Blue Husky, there we go. Why don't I call you Blue Husk? Blue Husky, Pickles in space, you're live on the air. And Forger, I will make you live on the air as well. There we go. Forger, Blue Husky, you're live on the air. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Matt, I wanted to say something to you. Just something I've always wanted to say. Do you know how lucky you are that you get to call your boss a cunt and keep your job?
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to do that.
Oh yeah, I swear to God, like if I couldn't work for Dan, I would not work for anyone else because no one else would let me call my boss a cunt and get away with it. Yeah. Anyway, yes. So yeah, what sort of events would you lot like to see, and what would you lot enjoy, and sort of what
Well, the Star Trek one did seem like a good idea for the podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I mean anything as well, because one of the events I've done in the past is, for example, the study groups on TeamSpeak. I don't know if any of you took part in that, but the study groups on TeamSpeak were...
I was trying to mention that.
Yeah, the study group on TeamSpeak were basically near sort of finals, kind of GCSE time on the TeamSpeak. We basically ran study groups where there'd be big groups for a specific topic, and we'd get sort of someone who knew the topic or had already completed the topic to a good level to be like not a tutor, but like a... and people would study together, and people found it quite useful. And you know what? That's something I will do more. But sort of, it doesn't have to be just gaming. That's what I'm trying to...
Yeah, I was gonna bring some of my points forward about non-gaming events. The problem with gaming events is there's always a bar of entry of either owning the game, unless it's a free game. Where
Or bad
there's
internet.
True.
Yeah. So I was thinking, tying it into the subreddit a bit, we could do Photoshop events. Like you'd have a bit like the like subreddit Photoshop battles where we're given an image and maybe like you know have a little reward, maybe a date we're giving away or something like that, or like
putting a dick on Dan's head,
or like
Yeah.
oh my God.
I could totally do I could totally do a not safe for work one, which is just make the best like Dan dickhead one, like have it like who can integrate Dan's head into an actual dick the best, make it look the most natural, like a full on cock and balls, you know,
I would do that.
like the balls of the hair. You know what? Actually, fuck it. Send me those on Twitter, and whoever gets the best one, I'll send a Nerdcubed badge. There we go.
Nice.
Let's do it.
And also we could have like art events. It's like it seems like some of the most upvoted posts recently have been like community made stuff. Yeah, like just a lot of stuff the community can make. Just like see. I think the community being like really creative and seeing what they can make, not just Dan, could like really sort of bring back the subreddit a bit.
See,
sorry, on you go.
Well, see, the interesting thing with the sort of art events, that was something I used to do quite a bit. Some of the sort of really good artwork we've got is from art events. But now the problem with a lot of stuff like that is kind of rewards for those kind of things, because at the end of the day, we can't really justify a load of monetary expense for like shit like that. And I personally don't like giving away shit prizes. Like, I want to give away stuff that people are actually good. You know, I don't want to give away just a random code I've got.
I think we could have like sort of like awards on the subreddit, so you could have a special rank saying like, look at this okay artist. Right?
Look at this okay artist.
That's the exact
praise.
Rank. That's the exact rank name. Just like it doesn't have to always be a award. Some people just like want to do it for fun. Like you know, karma. People want that all the time. Like Reddit karma. People
This is
just,
true.
like, post up
People
to
do want Reddit karma.
Yeah, I got a lot of that. It's just like it's always fun to see.
I'll just
what
suck your own
people
dick
can
there
make
for
up
you. Go on.
Oh, shut up. Wink.
Well, should we leave?
So I think the most upvoted stuff on the subreddit is community-made stuff. It seems, or like very popular, like most anticipated videos. But I think maybe monthly or weekly community projects of whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I just thought the idea as well. Like, what about a movies podcasts? I know the copyright issue there, but like older movies, that no one's going to care about. You could have a watch the movie, discuss it, kind of thing. Same for TV shows where you maybe get around the copyright as well. Might be a good thing for fans.
Sorry, I have a favour to ask, Pickles in Space.
Yeah.
Can you say what's your hing?
A hing.
What's your hing?
Hing.
What's your hing? Aye. Sorry, you've got a very nice accent.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got a hamster.
But yeah,
Keep it
a
rough.
movie discussion, that would be really cool.
Movies
I
go-
think,
well, we tried that and it went terribly. We did legitimately try that. The problem with movie discussion is it's a very well. It's not that. It's a very planned in advance thing. We tried to do movie discussion stuff on here, and the issue we found with it was that most people who turned up, like, because really with the movie discussion thing, the idea is you say, 1 week you say, okay, what's this movie for next week, and then you come back and discuss the movie. But the fact is, since the internet is a very instant thing, most people we got weren't people who were there the week before, and it's very hard to get that to work because most people who turned up just hadn't seen the film.
Possibly have registration.
I think for that, you always do it is like, they'll make a schedule for, if you do it like maybe once every 2 months, if you did the thing, have a schedule. This is maybe we're having. If you've never seen the movie, you don't have any interest in it, don't come at all. You're not going to get a say word. You'll sit there in silence, feeling left out. But if you have seen the movie and you have opinions on it, come. So it's not a constant thing; it's an occasional thing for the event instead.
Okay.
Well, I've watched Star Wars along with the YouTube channel once. They just did. They started the movie and they said when they started the movie, you didn't see the movie, you didn't hear the movie, you just saw them sitting there on the couch reacting to the movie, basically as if you're sitting there with them, just
like
talking shit about the movie. And maybe you could do something like that, where it's just kind of like the podcast, but you're just watching a movie and you're saying you're watching that movie, and you just say, okay, I'm pressing play now, and people can synchronize.
Maybe have like
and,
a time code in the bottom right.
Okay,
or something, so people
I
can
can
keep track.
I can see the appeal of that. But like, sort of like
commentary.
Like aside from things that sort of involve like more I'm sort of looking for more for like community-based events here. You know, stuff that doesn't necessarily involve isn't stuff that is necessarily live streamed.
Well, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 online is gonna be huge once it comes out.
Oh yeah,
huge.
That'll be banned. As John said, ye oldie shark deeds.
Yes, indeed. But you're just gonna hack those things in, so you're gonna be banned after about 3 minutes.
Look, I don't know if look, if Red Dead 2 has horse time trials, you know what? I'll be on that shit all day.
We all will be.
Also, those TeamSpeak events, which like don't tend to happen anymore, they brought some really cool and fun people onto the server. Like, I think we should have some more of those. It was where we really heavily publicized it. Like, hundreds of people came on the TeamSpeak at once. We had like lots of different channels for different people with different interests all meet up, and it was always very successful because
the problem with a lot of those events is like a lot of people get
planning.
over. It's not even the planning. It's that a lot of people come, they look at the amount of people, they go into the channel, and it's a bit of a clusterfuck because that many people is a bit of a clusterfuck. But something like TeamSpeak, really, it only really works like as a place where people come and actually have a chat if it's like a trickle of people. If you got like a massive flood, everyone gets a bit overwhelmed and then no one comes back, and everyone sort of enjoys it, but they didn't enjoy it as much as they. It's quite a difficult thing to do, really, annoyingly.
You don't have your own TeamSpeak server for Nerdcubed only. Andy?
We actually fucking do. We record all the podcasts in there. So what are any other sort of ideas for events or?
Personally, it would be better if like you was like do some things a bit more spontaneous instead of just like, for example, like these like racing events. Like not everyone's going to be able to get to those. Like every time they're up, just like
I messed out the Grand Prix one.
Yeah, so if you got like a bit of spare time or something, and just like send out a tweet saying, "Oh, we're just going to mess around on the GTA server or something like that," and just people enjoying.
Watch out!
We're not GTA anymore. Don't fucking trigger me on GTA anymore.
Matt's asking for money again.
I'm just using it as an example.
I hate you.
You shouldn't be a criminal, Matt.
Look, it's GTA!
We all do illegal things.
Crime
so
doesn't
I
pay,
play
Matt.
occasional movie.
Crime with a title.
Even when this in Red Dead Online comes out, it's just like sometimes spontaneous things are like more fun than something that's been pre-planned out over just like a couple weeks, a month, or just for an extreme like that. And sometimes they can be a bit underwhelming, personally.
I understand.
I think it should be a mixture between spontaneous and structured. If we have like let's call it like once or twice a month, one big event that's structured, like the Overwatch tournament,
But like an end of the year kind of thing.
thing.
Like it's the end of the year, we're gonna have a big thing with the fans to say thanks for the year.
Yeah, and then have like in between that, just throw in like, oh hey, we're doing this for a couple of hours, or we're doing that just to keep people coming back.
We'll be in GTA in 10 minutes. Come join.
Yeah, something like that.
Just a point as well. I am listening to the Twitch chat on this as well. So if you have any ideas, Twitch as well.
I've got the Twitch chat on my second monitor. It's just
who's posting codes in the chat?
No idea.
Bunch of people. Master of Shiznits.
So like, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good ideas. I think I'll try and start doing stuff like that. I think. Does anyone else sort of? If does anyone else have any sort of input on events or? I think
I do think the idea of randomness, like, you know, the occasion like, oh, in 20 minutes time we'll be going on, for example, Star Trek Online for Dan's sake. Well, beyond that, you can join me, you can join Dan, you can join this person. Occasional time. I know Dan probably won't do it much because he hates fans.
Well, to be clear, Dan doesn't hate fans.
He doesn't hate us. He just doesn't like socializing with us.
He doesn't like socializing at all.
Be our friends.
Okay, can I be clear? I want to point out something here, right? How many times do you think I've met Dan in person? Now I've known Dan for 4 years and I've worked for him for maybe 3 years. So how many?
Well, minus the vlog he's all did for Christmas, about 3 or 4.
Twice.
I was right the first time.
Twice. I've met Dan in person 2 times.
One of them was in Eurogamer.
Yes, one of them was at Eurogamer when I wasn't working.
Second one was the Christmas vlog.
Yeah, so Dan's not a very sociable person.
Neither am I.
And that's the thing. He just doesn't want to be friends with the fans.
He doesn't want to be friends.
That's the point, though.
He can't. Like, I'm not very social. Like I'm sitting here in my chair talking. He's like shaking in fear of being nervous.
Oh, me too.
Social awkwardness. It's a nightmare on the planet. But it's like occasionally, like Dan doesn't ever like for stuff like the Star Trek stuff. Like Dan doesn't say a word. That's understandable. Maybe have it in the chat for the thing. Like, oh, Dan is here. He's saying hi. Like, have him say occasionally in the chat of the game, but like have him actually speak shouldn't be a thing. You know, it's like, oh, Dan's playing Star Trek Online. He's agreed to play with fans with certain rule bases, which will probably not happen, but we can all dream.
It's fair.
But stuff like that could be helpful. So it's like do state like Dan does not want to talk to fans if he's social about it. That's fair. He's allowed his personal space, which is what we all like. And YouTubers seem to kind of forfeit that when they become YouTubers. Like he's allowed a lot of your personal space. You get like he had someone turn up to his flat. I think it was like 2 years ago. He had someone turn up at his flat and give him a gift. Stuff like that. He gives up.
It was a girl turned up at his flat to get a picture with him. What answered the door?
Don't do that.
And what answered the door? And was like, oh, and Dan was asleep at the time.
Oh, that's even worse.
So
Dan, it's like,
so Dan
also
was...
with the.
Go on.
It's like how you were saying that people were missing out as well on the things. Like Dan's tweeting it half an hour later. Oh, this is happening. Instead of like you used to have a couple different Twitters for him, don't you? Like, there's a couple different Twitters. His main one, and some other one, like the extra new stuff. Like get a channel for that. It's just you that's going. It's his name, like Nerdcubed official. Yeah. It's just him. It's just social stuff. It's like in half an hour we'll be on this game. We're doing a big social event.
I think I would like to have an account which is like the brand account, if that makes sense, like a Nerdcube brand account.
Everybody has their own personal accounts, then that's just the big company account.
Yeah, we have a company account which we all have access to, and we can put events on there and stuff like that. I think that'd be a good idea.
On Dan.
I'll make you one now, Matt. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'll get that arranged with Dan because I think that is a good idea, and I think it would help.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I have met. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, Dan has met Emma Blackery more. I've met Emma Blackery more in real life than I've met Dan in real life.
I had a friend who met Emma Blackery.
John never met Dan, right? John never met Dan, right?
John's never met Dan.
Jan's never met him.
John's only ever met me. No, actually, no. John met Tracey and what? John's met Tracey and what?
Oh.
Tracey and what? With his fucking linen shirt.
No trainer red.
What are Tracey and What's roles in Nerdcubed?
What was that, sorry?
What are Tracey and What's roles in Nerdcubed?
Tracey is the business manager, and Watt is currently game designer. He's working on the game.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
They're names that pop up every now and then, but they don't seem to do
Tracy!
very much in terms of
Hi, Tracy.
Answer the question.
Hi.
Tracy.
I heard my name.
Someone asked what you did.
I do business shit.
There you go.
Business number.
Business.
Perfect description.
Business. I help out with the game dev.
You are games production now, aren't you?
Designer. She's mostly art designer, isn't it?
Rebecca is art designing and programming. What is programming and game design as well on the second
Tracy is business, correct?
Game development team. Tracy is business and games production.
Production is I don't know. I'm just helping.
Very fancy.
I'm helping Watt put together.
You're helping him produce the game. Look, we're using fancy titles here, Tracy. We want to sound professional.
Okay.
I help.
Tracy, pretend at least. Come on.
Oh yes, I am the games.
You're the executive
awesomeness.
Executive producer of things.
Yeah. So yes, there we go. Cool. Does anyone else from the sort of chat or anything want to chime in on this? I'll give people.
Pittsburgh can't get back in. He said he got kicked out halfway through for his internet.
Oh, piss!
Stuff for that.
Who?
Piss poor.
Piss poor.
Oh my god.
Piss poor.
Oh no, John does not count as the negative because piss poor was talking before, so he's unfortunately had his chance. No, John is not Nerdcube staff, unfortunately. John is an independent person.
He's a buddy.
He's a
rogue. He's a rogue. He cannot be controlled.
He's the lackey.
He just appeared in one of the chats and they just left. They're like, yep, he's fine.
No, yeah, John is his own person with his own channel.
His own thing.
His own.
On a lonely road.
With his own linen shirt.
I can only roll.
You know, right? I met John more than fucking that. I went to lunch with John once, and he purposely wore a linen shirt that pissed me off. Well, what? Just he wore a linen shirt to piss me off. It's not even a joke. He does legitimately just wear linen shirts all the time. Cool. Right, let's call other people.
Wait.
He's not.
Lunch.
We do
Did
not
you
pay
eat
John
bread?
anything.
Did you eat bread? We need to know this. Did you eat bread?
I ate rolls. Some tasty baps.
Soft or hard?
Did you put your penis into
soft
them?
baps? I ate soft baps. Right, okay, oh cool. Oh, sorry, piss poor. Well, okay. Thank you, you lot, for your input. I'm gonna pop you out now. And
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you, Blue
Thank you
Husky,
very much.
Cheapskate, Dr.
Bye.
Happiness, Forger,
Bye-bye.
Plague, take it,
Thanks for taking my insults.
I hate you. I'm gonna have to mute you one by
You
one
too.
because this is really of a slow process.
Hi, Mum.
There we go, and
Rip.
there we fucking hang on. Shut the fuck up. There we go, and there we go. And there we go. And it was Captain Ent. Hello, Captain Ent. You're live on air.
Hello.
Piss poor. Hello, you're live on air.
Hello.
Omega. Hello, you're live on air.
Hello.
Mr. Shroud. If I can find you, there it is. You are live on air.
Hello.
And
Hi.
insert name here. You as there we go. Insert name here. You're live on air. Hello.
Yeah, so what he was saying was I was in the chat and then my internet dropped.
Like that?
Like it did now.
like now. Well.
For context, we just disconnected. Disconnect
Either
messages off.
that or it's just comedic timing.
It's comedic timing, I think. It's just purely comedic
Oh, it
timing.
says connection lost. Not
That is heartbreaking.
disconnected, so-
Part of the comedic.
Oh.
That is heartbreaking.
It
So
is.
regards to events, so what's sort of your lots sort of thoughts and feedback and ideas on that?
Well, I was thinking whenever Dan plays a multiplayer game, I was thinking that maybe he could sort of make it like an event where instead of just playing a multiplayer game and just going around on its own, he could get the community involved with the multiplayer game, have like all the community with the multiplayer game in like a plays.
So like have a community plays type thing again.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean specifically community plays, but I mean when Dan decides to do a plays video on a multiplayer game, he could say it's an event and bring
the
people
community.
along.
Yeah,
with
no,
him.
that's a fair idea. Does anyone else have any sort of ideas for what kind of events they'd like to see? Or oh dear, oh boy,
Bit loud.
Sorry. A-okay, go on. Get your words out.
Sorry. Just want to say, I was a big fan of Just Cause 2 multiplayer. I've put about 200 hours into it, and once the servers went down, I was really sad because a lot of the people just went off into other servers, and it seemed very sparse and barren.
It was unfortunate. We did push J-Man's server, but unfortunately, it just goes to like it was the only thing we were running, and even though it was active, like maybe like 2. I went on there one day when there was 400 people. I went. Who has heard of Nerdcubed? 2 people responded. Like I'm glad people were having fun with it, but there's not much point in having a Nerdcube server when there's like most people don't know what the fuck Nerdcube is. But yeah, that's a shame. Sorry, go on, continue.
I just wanted to say if we could have servers back. I mean, I know that's a big thing to ask because money issues and all of that, but it would help and bring the community together quite a bit. And yeah, I'm not sure if you could do that or not.
Now, the problem with servers, I really like the servers. Obviously that was one of the things that got me into Dan. I was heavily involved with the subreddit. I was heavily involved with the servers. And the reason the servers died and killed is just because it's all well and good saying you're interested, but even if people saying they're interested doesn't show they're interested. And, the fact of the matter was, we had a Minecraft server and, 20 people came online maybe. We had Gmod servers and, nobody used them. And it was the unfortunate reality of it that as much as people say they're interested in stuff, and I find this with a lot of stuff, where people go, oh, that sounds like a great idea, yeah, I'm really interested in that, where people just don't commit to stuff very much, and that was the issue with the servers, in that, there was a lot of people saying they were interested, and then very few people putting the I guess, money where the mouth is. And it's very hard to justify spending, because we were spending, I think, £150 a month on the server. It's very hard to justify spending that much money when so few people actually use them, and it's hard. A lot of people work very hard on the servers. And
people don't really know what they want until they've got it. Like, if they get something that they're not really sure they want it anymore, they might go on it for like 5 minutes, but then realise, oh, this isn't actually what I wanted, and then they'll just leave and just leave it dead.
I was thinking maybe if there was a way to make it so, like, I don't know, only Patreon subscribers would be able to go on the servers, then it might encourage people to go to the Patreon, so then you can use a bit of that money to fund the servers.
Well, with Patreon, Minecraft, we couldn't do that legally, a part of it. You can't do that with Minecraft. With other servers, Patreon has no automated system for that. So you'd have to manually go through like 5,000 patrons and manually add them to each server individually, getting the names. And also it's very restrictive, because that means you'd have... Because even though they weren't popular as they were, and when you limit it to just patrons, then they're even less popular and less populated, and that means even less people play on them. And as much as that was an idea I threw around, it is just, unfortunately, you'd need the player base for them, and without that, they don't work, unfortunately.
I think this is why events get a lot more love from a lot of people, because they're one-off things, and you can easily say, oh yeah, I'm going to dedicate an afternoon or an evening to doing this with these people.
No, continue. I was just thinking maybe we should focus on, like, I mean, you do stuff like with Battlefield 1 and Payday 2, and like I tend to miss them quite a bit, and it's just... Sorry, I don't really know where I'm going with this.
That's alright.
Well, that's the sending out better notifications thing again, isn't it?
So I think
I think the Twitter account that we were talking about, other people were talking about earlier, would fix that, because if you just tell everyone there's a Twitter account that's for the events,
I think that works.
That way they don't have to follow us.
Yeah, I think that works. I think we'll work on sort of having a, company Twitter account. I think that works well. And unless anyone has any other sort of specific ideas for kind of events they'd like to see that I've been suggested before, I think...
Can I talk?
Go on, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I've got an idea. Focusing back onto the Gmod and all this sort of event stuff, I was thinking maybe we could do a build event. Maybe do a build event on Gmod, like, say, build a car or build, like, a roller coaster or something, because that has got generally tools for that sort of thing. So maybe you incorporate building, like you'd have like the build, like having the building sort of stuff, like if it was on Minecraft, but instead integrating it more into the Gmods because it's got more materials.
Because that works.
Like, there are a plethora of add-ons on the game.
Now,
so
the one issue with that would be actually making sure the Gmod servers work, because one of the issues we have when we're trying to actually get a Gmod server set up is when you're dealing with a lot of people in a free build server, they just crash. They just crash and they crash and they crash, and then someone spawns an object which has a billion physics things, and it crashes again. And they're hard to moderate, but you know what? We'll look into that if that's something people are interested in.
But there's one thing that I could add where it's from a Discord server that I know. Where basically, it's not for Gmod, but it's for Scrap Mechanic. But I say the same idea could cross over, where, like in Gmod, you can save things you've built and just put it online. And say if you have like a specific Discord for Gmod, then people could like put their like what they've got on the Discord or maybe even the subreddit, and then other people have a look at it. Like you can get like some pictures, see how it works, and then people could build like some amazing things, and then people would just like it'll be sort of a community based around a game that's on another platform.
Well, no, that's a fair point, because I think, Tracey, you were messing around with this on Discord, weren't you, about sort of game...
Yeah, we have an Overwatch channel that basically you have to have a special role in order to see it, or, you know, be a mod or higher. So you get it based on request and having Overwatch, because then you can organize with other people to play Overwatch and post Overwatch related memes and stuff, and not bother the rest of people.
So yeah, I think that idea can be extended to other games reasonably easily.
Yeah, it's turned out pretty good so far. So at this point, it's just we have to find out what other games to extend it to.
Yeah. I think we look into that. Definitely. I'll probably want to try and run a poll about that. What games people would be interested in there. So that's a good idea. Yeah. And
I've actually fallen to really enjoy the text chat on Discord, just chatting to people when I can't get on TeamSpeak and stuff. So that's nice.
Yeah, I want to point out, by the way, to people asking, we have a Discord and a TeamSpeak. A lot of people ask, why didn't you replace TeamSpeak with Discord? They're different platforms. What I'm doing right now on TeamSpeak is not possible on Discord, unfortunately. And most of the events I do on TeamSpeak aren't really possible on Discord. Due to the way Discord permissions work, and there's a limit of like 20 clients per channel on Discord. I don't know if that's right or not. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 30.
It's 30 or something, but obviously on TeamSpeak there's currently 56 people in this channel we're in. And they're both better for different uses. So we have both, and we will continue to have both. Discord does have a voice channel if you actually want to talk. We also have TeamSpeak for talking. And yeah, so I'm going to finish this topic. Thank you very much to Captain Ensign, I'm here, Mr. Shroud, and Omega, your input.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. There we go. And we've got one last...
I am going to be silenced.
Jump is a low-quality meme.
Oh, for God's sake. And there's one last topic I would like to touch on, because we're still running over a bit. This next topic is just pretty short thing. Just everything else, like ideas for anything else you'd like to see that we don't do. Not necessarily video related, but just outside related. Any changes to Discord? We have a Teamspeak. Any change to that? Would you like to see? People were suggesting PO boxes. Would you like to see a PO box? Would you any suggestions like that? Now, if you want to input into that, put it in the chat, please. I don't know why I say that. Let's have a look. Bidera. You are on the air. Ace626, you are on the air. Say hello, both of you.
Hello.
Oh my gee, you fucking... Fucking Nora, you're loud. Bloody hell. I'll turn you down on my end. Bloody... Whoa, boy. Can you try talking, Bidera?
Wait, is that better?
I've turned you down. It's fine. It'll do. Oh, me heart. Oh, me poor innocent heart. You said Tracey.
The crackling.
Who else would like to input into this? Let me have a look in the chat.
I was gonna say, what if there was a
wait.
We have to get all the people up first.
Sweet as, you are in the channel.
Oh, thank you.
See, look, that's
your
polite.
twat.
Oh. You know what? I deserve that. You're actually from Sweden.
Yay!
Your name isn't false. How nice.
Yeah, actually, don't lie.
Super M, you are live.
Hello.
You're live. Super M. Super M. Oh my god.
What's up? What the fuck was that?
That's a good thing. And
please stop.
Hey. Who else? I'm just looking for the thing.
Can I know what actually is happening? Because I have no idea what's happening.
Oh my god.
I just got here.
Oh my god. We're talking about extra Nerdcubed things to do. Dr. Lowcard.
I came here to say hi, and there's like a million people here suddenly.
Oh, cool. Grant, there we go. And Turtle Squared, hello. And Dr. Lowcard, you are both on air. Turtle Squared and Dr. Lowcard. Also, last but not least, Po Peter. Po Peter, you are live on air. Also, Ace, I'm giving you push to talk, Ace, so you'll have to use push to talk.
Okay.
Cool. Right. So, is it just anything else that is sort of what we discussed? Just general misc sort of ideas for Nerdcubed? Anything and everything.
I have something that Dino Does Stuff brought up. He said that there's a fan who made a Nerdcubed game jam, and I think that would be really cool if that got done.
Tracey, you remember this, don't you? Okay, this is something we discussed fuck it, let's talk about this. This is something we were going to do, like, properly, like, a big thing we were going to do as a plan. I discussed it with like, Mike Bithell and, Me as male, and a load of people I was contacting, like, I was contacting like a BAFTAs.
Did you hit up Rockstar?
Oh, fuck off! I was contacting like BAFTA, and I contacted a load of people, and a lot of interest in it. I was figuring out how to set it up, and we set up a Slack for it and everything. And the problem with it was that none of us really, like, we wanted to make a big thing, like a full-on, like, we get people on, we put them into teams, and we'd make people, get people to work together and everything like that, and it was this whole thing, and we thought it was quite good. The problem was, none of us really had the time to do it, because it was a really quite intense thing, and also, a lot of it relied on Dan, and that was a big problem.
I think we learned to not rely on Dan, right?
For a lot of things, he's pretty unreliable, and that's fine.
Well, that's just Dan nature.
Just look at the podcasts. You can't rely on him for anything, really.
Then he does his own thing.
He does do his own thing, and so we have to do our own thing in response. So yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, we could do it, but to actually get people on it, we'd need Dan to actually really push it, and he was busy at the time, and then we were going to do it over the summer holidays, because obviously people are off school then, so we wanted to do it over the 6 weeks of summer. So if we missed that window, it was kind of pointless to do. And that was something like over the past 2 years we play. So we might try and do it this year if Dan's not busy. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, Dan wouldn't be making any of the games. He'd be
Promoting it.
reviewing or playing the winners or something.
Yeah, I think the idea was they play the winners, and whoever won got a sit-down talk with like a big indie dev like Mike Bithell or something to talk about game design. So this is fully thought through. I want to point out. We spent a lot.
No, it just seems like you freestyled that one.
Yeah, Matt and I had long conversations about it.
It was what idea I want to point out as well. That like we expanded on a bit. Sort of me wanting Tracey's thing. So yeah, we might try and do that this year again. If sort of hopefully Dan will be a bit more settled by then, and we'll be able to talk about that. Hopefully, yeah.
It'll be similar to the Ashens one.
No, it would be more like the idea was we would get people to sign up on their own, basically, and we would put them in teams of 10 and force people to work together and get people sort of game design experience. And we'd assign roles, and every week we'd have reviews, and it wasn't just hey, make a game and we review. It was a very like getting people actually to learn game design. It was a very active thing. Which was part of the problem of why we didn't end up doing it, just because it was so active. But I think we look back at it again, doing it this year. So I think people would be interested in that.
It sounds very interesting.
I spoke to Mike Bithell and stuff like that about it. He was like, "Oh, that's a really good idea." He was like, "Yeah, right." So yeah, hopefully we will look into doing that again this summer. Because there's no point in doing it any time other than summer. Really, it was going to be a several week project. Like, it wouldn't be a small time. It's not like a 24-hour game jam thing. This was like more of a 6-week project. Getting people
I can already envision the people complaining about what languages and engines to use.
Oh, you know what? Like, we were going to standardize it. We're going to say Unity. Here's what you can use, and we have weekly meetings and be like, oh, this is get people to work together. It was a very planned thing. It's really bad talking about it now, because we really did spend a long time on it.
Yeah. Do we still have that Slack, or did we ditch it?
I think it's... I don't think we deleted it. It's probably still there somewhere. So, yeah. We're looking to doing that again this summer, and hopefully Dan will be settled, so, yeah.
Yay.
Any other thoughts? Any other ideas?
With the subreddit, I was thinking... There's not very much interaction between the fans. It's like, when Dan is basically playing different games and play series and that, there could possibly have for example, a Watch Dogs 2 thread. So where people who have played Watch Dogs 2 basically post their experiences, and you can have people who haven't played Watch Dogs 2 just go on to there and look at them and think, those stories sound right, and with what I've watched from Dan, maybe I'll buy it. Or
I understand there have been some threads similar to that, and I understand what you're saying. I have more of an official style one, and I think that's a good idea. I think I'll try oh god, my mic. Oh, fuck. Yeah, they've sent me a new.
Ears.
They've sent me a new one, Tracey. By the way,
Mad fucked up.
Fuck you.
Is this the new one?
No, yeah, they're sending me a replacement for this one.
You just need some more G's and you'll be fine.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you. But no, I'll try and do that for the next completes, definitely. I think it's probably a bit late in the Watch Dogs one now, but I'll try that for the next completes, whatever it may be, because fucking.
Also, a few more Q&As, not just with Dan, but different moderators could have certain Q&As, staff members, etc. If they are.
I'm having my Q&A tomorrow, guys. It's starting at 12 p.m.
So what do you mean? Just have a Q&A with have a Q&A with Tracey for 2 hours, for example.
I will love that.
Yeah, that'd be quite nice.
Low pants or dopey apple, Perky.
Nobody wants a Q&A with Perky. Okay, that's a good idea. Have sort of more
Q&A with Hughes. Can we get Hughes up there?
Oh god, that's a good idea. I sort of like that idea. Any other sort of thoughts?
I think to bring the challenges back.
Because there was an idea, wasn't it? Sort of the challenges would integrate into the plays, so have challenge-based plays.
The challenges were really good. I quite liked it. Those were probably my favorite sort of series that Dan put out. Was just him trying to do stupid shit. It was really quite entertaining.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, single episodes just to do one crazy task as opposed to an entire series.
Yeah, that or sort of Little and Cube, things like that, where they're both trying to do challenges.
Yeah, I missed that so much.
Suck ass at the game.
Okay,
Like that.
That is very good feedback actually, because that is something that is doable, because that doesn't require getting Dan to change his entire recording or whatever. That is just different styles of video. That is a very good idea. I will definitely bring that up with Dan once he's settled again.
Or maybe bring up Rebecca more.
I think so. The thing with Rebecca is
Rebecca.
Rebecca is it is sort of up to Rebecca whether she wants to. Rebecca's generally very shy. If you haven't been able to tell. So it is up to her whether she wants to be in videos, and obviously she's in a lot of videos. So that's something you want to really pester Rebecca about, because that's not really something I can influence. Any other thoughts? Anything?
What about
fucking hell!
Jesus!
Is that far enough, boy?
Oh my god! It's like you've got your mic turned up to 35.
I just realised what it is. I've got my microphone next to my speakers.
Oh, fucking twat.
Hell.
Would you mind?
Absolute twat. What a bellend. What? For fuck's sake.
This time, Matt actually done a fuck up.
A nice kick.
Oh, my God.
It was causing interference.
Oh, dear.
It's still doing it.
Please.
Oh, it's just fuffy a bit. Go on, what do you want to say?
A modding community.
A modding community?
Yeah.
You've got to elaborate on that.
Well, I don't know, but
oh my god.
Well, depends what people mod.
Well, when you say do you actually mean modding games?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like a Nerdcubed for that mod?
No, I mean more where
my
subscribers can get together and kind of because I'm sure there's plenty of modders in the community.
Yeah, there is a lot of sort of programmers and stuff in the community, a lot of tech people in the community. It's sort of events around modding. That's what you're saying.
And also a Factorio server.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Please stop spamming whispers to me. I'm not saying anything.
A lot of the problems with servers is the moderation aspect of them. Obviously, when you get a Factorio server, and it's public, you can easily you can get 20 people come on, 2 people come on and fuck everything up. And with Minecraft, we had Prism, which was a plugin that logged every block change, and it was extremely useful. Prism. Because it did every single block, you could right-click it, it'd say every single interaction at exactly the time and who did it, and everything that was ever dropped, and you could roll back. It was great, but the logs took up hundreds of gigs, and a lot of servers don't have that capability. So unfortunately, when we're talking about servers, you've got to remember that Factorio servers, if they're private and they're with a few friends, great. Public, with loads of people, don't work most of the time, just because they're fucking dickheads. Unfortunately, dickheads ruin a lot of things. And unless there's good tools to deal with those dickheads, I can look into it happily.
That's why we should delete the subreddit.
Fucking it's gone now.
Another thing that's put me in mind of when Dan was playing City Skylines, which just before, he had basically a competition which he was choosing somebody's map they'd made exclusively for the playthrough, and that was amazing. That was the first time I'd actually ever read the subreddit, and all the little different designs and having that person's design actually be incorporated into a series, and it's still up there. You can still search for that design and the full map on the City Skylines workshop, which is, I think, amazing. And like, you have more of that, like similar to, I could have had it in Planet Coaster, where he just played somebody's, like, built rides and edited the map a little bit in somebody else's, like, map that they'd made, like landscapes and that, for the actual series. So you can deal with interesting designs.
So sort of like have more like, haven't messed with more community-made stuff, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's a good idea. Anything else? Anything else? Because sort of wrap up now.
Just like more probably collabs in general. Like
collabs are something.
Collab with Super M, I think that's a great idea.
Collabs are something. We are. Well, I say we. Well, actually,
can we get some Super M's in the chat, boys?
You're the worst person I've ever met. I want to point out Super M here. If you don't know who Super M is, Super M does a charity stream every year, and that's where me and John met for the first time. We kissed.
I was just gonna go, oh.
What the fuck?
Look longingly into each other's eyes.
You basically have to go
Well, no, this is basically Super M is basically why John is so involved in Nerdcubed now. Essentially, it's almost his fault.
I created John, guys. I
spawned
him.
Because if I went with John there, then probably you wouldn't have been in the heists, and yeah, the podcast wouldn't exist. So look, go for Super M.
Welcome, guys.
Go for Super M. Well done.
Clap, 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 clap.
Good clapping. There we go. There's a bit of a clap. Now, if anyone else in the chat wants to chime in on voice, let me know now.
Yeah, like John and Dan playing something together would be quite nice.
Yeah, more John and Jan. John and Jan.
Have they actually played together?
Aside from the heists, no.
Oh yeah.
Also, Dan and Scott Manley. I think they were planning on doing like a series on Star Citizen or something.
Well, actually, we've discussed the idea of me, John, and Scott Manley, and Dan doing a series in Scott, like with a full ship. One of the ideas we threw around for Star Citizen was we'd have a big capital ship, one of the ones that requires like 30 people to run, and then we'd structure it like the bridge crew. We'd have Scott Manley, and we'd have Dan, we'd have me, and we'd have John, and we'd maybe get another couple of people for the bridge crew, and then we'd get fans to be the lower deck crew. Like, I like the idea of that.
That ship would never go anywhere. It would just explode on every single time.
We may try that, but that's obviously when Star Citizen's out. So that's why. I mean, Star Citizen's in such a. There's no series there at the moment.
The closest you get nowadays is playing various bridge simulator things.
Yeah, so Star Citizen. It's where it's out of development. It is. I mean, we've got press accounts, so we get all the ships. It is just unfortunately it's a tech demo at the moment. Really, it's not as complete as you might think. Okay, I'm gonna thank you a lot for inputting. Unless any of you want to say anything else, I am gonna unmute some other people and mute you lot again.
Just
thank you
very
much.
Bye.
Thank you for being on.
Shout out to pay respect.
Did someone want to say something, or was interrupted, or?
Tracey, I love you, and Matt, I hate you.
Well,
Derby Chap is a low quality man.
I have a theory on the complete
Super
series
forever.
and why it seems like it's droning on.
Yes.
We need more.
Why is that? Why do you feel the complete series is droning on?
If you compare it to some of his like older series, like the Minecraft thing, what he did was instead of showing him plonking everything down one by one, he sped it up to I think it was Kevin MacLeod's Ghostpocalypse, and he sped that building up. And now if you go into Planet Coaster, all you see is just him changing lights and shit like that. It's just drag, plonk, and it gets repetitive.
You feel like it could just have a bit of editing to make it not so slow.
Yeah, it's the short things that nobody really wants to see unless they're really attached to the game.
That's fair. Cool. I will, that is useful information. Thank you. I will mute you now.
Thank you for having me on.
Fuck you. That was really aggressive, I'm sorry. Right, last but not least, these last group of people will mute now. Mr. Insert Name here.
Hello.
Mr. Shroud, who has apparently been on, but what's more it is. Dana Does Stuff, who I think has also been on again. Gangster Boy 102, which you're the worst name ever, but you're unmuted. Hello.
Matt, you might want to check the sidebar because the description and the image have been changed and is very off.
I'll have a look in a sec.
Can anyone hear me? Hello. Speaking.
Don't see anything.
So I'm having
a
read.
There.
Gigi Jono, you've talked. I'm really leaning in to read the chat. Like, and talk about. Dupes, you can talk about Discord, yes, you're on the air, Dupes. Dest of Worlds, you can also join as Cam. How many have we got? We can have one more. As Cam, Bobby Block. There we go, you're on there. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. First of all, Dupes, say your piece. Dupes is one of the admins on Discord, just for context there.
Yeah, so I oh god, someone's echoing. So I see a lot of people talking about how Discord is kind of dead and it's a bit shit, and people just kind of post memes and there's not really much discussion on that. And I've been kind of trying to think of ways to change that and promote more discussion and kind of better just shit posts, basically.
Better shit posts.
Yeah, basically. And one of the ideas. Well, I kind of want to see what people's opinions on this are, but one of the ideas is maybe just having a shitpost channel for literally just memes and shit.
It would fix up a lot.
Huh? What's that?
It would fix up a lot because then it'd probably move at least a lot of the shitposting away from the general chat towards a different chat, cleaning up the other chats.
Dupes.
If they used it.
Dupes.
Yeah.
You remember the Nerdcubed servers Slack, don't you? You remember we had a random channel for that because of all the memes.
Did, yeah.
And that actually worked on there, didn't it?
It did, yeah, actually.
There we go.
That's a good point. And also I want to maybe add some more refined channels for discussion. So at the moment we're kind of trialing out the whole thing with Overwatch, where people that play Overwatch, they can, talk about Overwatch and try and join games and stuff. And I was wondering if anyone has any ideas for maybe some more discussion channels. Because at the moment we've got General, we've got Bot Chat. At the moment we've got Let's Chat, but that's only temporary, obviously. I was thinking of maybe having, if people are interested, when Nerdcubed is live, a live discussion chat. I don't know if that's something people are interested in. Or...
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. If people want to use that over the Twitch, that's fair.
So it would probably not be looked at by Dan or anyone from...
I'll look at it if people use. I want to point out, by the way, with the Discord, if you're a Twitch subscriber, you get stuff on the Discord. If you link your Twitch with the Discord. Yeah, because I think
you get fancy things for being a VIP.
I don't remember what you get, but you get something.
You get a purple name.
You get a purple name, there we go.
You look important, but you're not.
No, that's true. I mean, we do appreciate our Twitch subscribers very much, please. Actually, that's a point. If you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, make sure you resubscribe, because you have to unsubscribe every month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, yo.
So yeah, I mean, we'll do people. I'm kind of looking at all the different chats. What do people think about channel ideas? Should it just be? Some people were kind of saying that having multiple channels when there's not that many users. I mean, there's a lot of people on now because of this whole thing, but normally there's not a great deal of people on. And some people were saying that having too many channels would stagnate it all and separate it too much and make it seem less, or even more dead, basically. But I think it would also promote discussion, in my opinion.
Well, I'll say if you split the channels up in a smart enough way, instead of it segmenting the channels so it has less discussion overall, it'll just move all certain types of discussions to different areas. So then, or like if you have like an important stuff channel, like it'll keep the important stuff there rather than having people overwriting it with other things.
One way to keep the channels down is the bot chat is already full of crap.
Yeah.
So just turn that into your meme channel.
I think that is basically just going to become shitposts.
Like make very few vague channels. I think would work.
Yeah.
So like, the general is good. I go in there, I post a donut every day, and end up having a chat with some people.
We're good. Very you. That is very
nice
you.
It's nice to have general as just a general talk about whatever that happens to be on your mind. But I think maybe we'll try the live discussion.
Well, this is an interesting thing with Discord over TeamSpeak. Is one of the things I always try to do in TeamSpeak. Originally was I think you remember Dupes, because Dupes was also an admin on TeamSpeak a while back. Was that we had like a bunch of channels for general sort of discussion, like especially just like movies and stuff like that. But it never really worked on TeamSpeak because TeamSpeak definitely requires like someone just to sit in there alone until someone joins them.
Yeah.
But I think with Discord, you could easily have like
you can kind of come and go, can't you?
Yeah, you could easily have a movies channel just to talk about new movies coming out and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely. So if there's interest in that, I'd definitely like to try that. Have movies or like games or something to talk about.
Someone in the Twitch chat says no politics. Yeah, fuck.
Oh god. Well, maybe just to get rid of the politics.
Yeah. How about politics only one? Just be like, go there for fucking hate.
That might be something worth posting to like the subreddit and seeing what people think. Seeing what kind of channels people
I want to avoid just making too many channels and just end up stagnating it. So
well, you could always, it's always possible, you could make a bunch of channels, see what ones are used, delete the ones that aren't used, and then just do that like in little steps.
Well, one thing I see in the Discord chat is that there was someone who was suggesting a fanfic channel. I'm not a big fan of it, but I thought I'd put it out there because someone was mentioning it.
You know what, Ryan? I'd be totally fine with a Nerdcubed fanfic channel.
Well, not just fanfics, it should be fan creations.
Sexual fanfics channel.
All these people are always
I want to read no, Tracey, I want to read fanfics of Dan sticking his dick inside my asshole. That's what I want.
My problem is that people keep talking about fanfics and I never find them.
Oh, I find them.
Speaking of you sticking your dick in his ass or whatever, someone suggested an LGBT channel.
Yeah, do you remember that from the fucking TeamSpeak events?
Also,
why should we
I'm not
separate
sure if
them?
not...
I never understand
that. Wasn't no, that was no, I don't know why.
Why do they want to be separated?
It was.
I think it's more to discuss like. I don't know.
LGBT I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if this is just not my side updating, but the description on the TeamSpeak on the side still hasn't updated, and it's still got a picture of Matt fucking a Yoshi.
That's my avatar on TeamSpeak.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's Matt. You've clicked on, not on.
Yeah. Hello.
The channel.
That's a great picture.
There we
that
go.
somehow makes a much more sense.
There we go.
I was thinking.
That makes a much more sense.
Here I was thinking maybe you were trolling, and I was just gone mad.
I also just noticed people are asking, how can I get to Discord? And there's a Discord. If you go to discord.gg/Nerdcubed.
Yeah, it's got a custom link. I put it in the Twitch chat.
Okay, thanks.
I did too.
I've put it in the TeamSpeak chat as well, if you want.
I did too.
You should put it in the Discord as well.
Dano does stuff. You've been trying to say something.
I was thinking,
I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
Oh my god.
You were talking about people were talking about making the completes like less often, and I was thinking because people said they just can't catch up. I mean, the Planet Coast is the difference between each game. Like, the Watch Dogs hasn't had like an almost hour-long episode, and Planet Coaster, almost all of them were.
Well, the idea with the completes,
on the game.
The idea with the completes, generally, Dan's idea is that Planet Coaster it's a long form thing. The idea is it's a background type thing. You know, you listen to it, you'd have it on in the background when you're doing something else. So a lot of people said they listen to it when they go to sleep. But you know, I wouldn't want to go to sleep with Dan's fucking voice in my ear. That sounds fucking weird. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's all right. But
that's just creepy to us because we know Dan.
No, it's just creepy. No, well, it's creepy because Dan's Dan. It's weird.
Creepy in general.
But like, it's
it's like people who love ASMR and stuff, and I just get the creeps when I listen to it.
If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch Dogs 2 is the stark opposite, because when me and Dan were talking about the next series thing, Watch Dogs 2 was thrown out there because it's a lot more fast paced. and it's a narrative focused thing, and it's silly, and it's got enough freedom for him to mess around, but it's linear enough for him to actually have to follow something. You know, and a lot of times it is harder to keep up with something with a narrative like Watch Dogs 2 over something like Planet Coaster, which Planet Coaster, you know, if you want to keep up with it, like in the sense of see what he did, you could go back an episode, literally just skim through it and see what he did quickly, and then move on if you don't have the time, you know, and that is definitely an issue, and that's where sort of, you know, an edited, 4 edited completes a week would help a little, I think, in some regards, but yeah.
What's people's opinion on 2 different completes running at the same time? So you have Series 1, Series 2, Series 1, Series 2. So people aren't having just all one series at one time, so it means that people have a chance to...
But it's the people who are wanting to watch everything that are having this problem.
Yeah.
And also one that put a bit of stress on... One that put a bit of stress on Dan as he has to manage 2 different series at the same time.
Good point.
Yeah, it's going to be quite annoying for him, yeah.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a... sorry, I'm messing with my mic. Yeah, it'd be a little bit of a faff, unfortunately. Yeah,
also,
go on, yeah.
What happened to the 1 episode permadeaths? Because those were like, just... They're back.
Yeah,
and
those
then,
are very good.
Oh, they're gone now.
They were jokes. They were jokes. Like, I think this is the thing. Someone mentioned the challenges before. I think trying to integrate some of those old series into the new plays more would be better. I think that's something that has been forgotten, and that definitely you see with the permadeaths as well. That is, I think, a thing that could be brought back with plays. I do with like a permadeath plays, do with challenge plays. I think they would definitely help mix it up. Especially now, where, you know, because in the past few months a load of new games have came out. But now, obviously, we're in the, I guess, down season, so it's a good opportunity to start experimenting with stuff like that. I will definitely talk to Dan about that. I think that is a very good idea. Getting those things sort of back up and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And any other thoughts?
To add on the community games, does anyone there have Street Fighter 5? Just as thought.
Street Fighter 5 is shit, and you know it.
Well, I guess basically we need a find people to play with channel, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a good idea.
What about GTA?
Because, like, the big games like Overwatch, it's good to have its own channel. Because we have 20 people, 50 people in that already.
And there might be smaller games that not many people might have.
Like, insert name. Fucking stop pushing for the talk. Insert name. Oh my god.
Yes?
Let go for the talk when you're not talking. Oh my god.
Okay, sorry,
oh my god, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to go punch your house. I'm going to stab you in the face and eat your eyes. God damn.
So a kind of general, like people to play with channel.
I think that'd be good because, again, like, that is the advantage of Discord over TeamSpeak, where you can just have that kind of drop in, drop out. Because, you know, that's why I used to have we used to have loads of gaming channels in TeamSpeak, but then, you know, for them to work, people literally just have to go and sit in there alone and wait for someone to join. But Discord...
But, like, Discord, you can go, oh, I'm going to be home at this time, and I feel like doing this game. Anyone up for, you know...
That is definitely a good
Stints of the Solar Empire.
You know what? I'm going to get out my notepad. I'm going to write a few of these down instead of just remembering.
You've not been doing that?
No, I have a good memory for just shit like this, right? Okay, so I'm gonna. This is.
That's the whole reason I wasn't doing it. Was I thought you were.
I'm using my. I'm going to use my stubby Sharpie, which I used to colour in shoes once. Now, so let's do a review because I think we're almost approaching 3 hours now.
Find people channel.
So first of all. Well, the first topic we discussed was the channel and the video content, right? And a lot of people felt a bit thought the completes were a little too much. And they felt they were a bit oversaturated. A lot of the people felt like, you know, Dan didn't feel very impassioned a lot of the time, or, you know, it sounded like he didn't care in a lot of videos, and that put a lot of people off.
They seemed to like the videos that he genuinely liked playing.
Yeah, where it felt like it. So that is point A.
And maybe that. One thing I heard someone say was build up to jokes more rather than just throw jokes at people every second, because there's no break.
Joke build.
But can I quickly add something relating to this topic, as I wanted to do a while ago, but didn't get a chance?
Sure, yeah.
Where it's like collab videos, sort of like Little and Cube, because those, like Dan, like he really couldn't like build up to any jokes, but he could just be himself. It's like the thing he could just be passionate about a game. and he has someone else to sort of throw things to, they throw things back, and then it's just like a natural sort of thing for Dan that he's also passionate about.
Out of curiosity, anyone here in the Twitch channel, did you watch the Emma Blackery Gang Beast video, and did you enjoy the Emma Blackery Gang Beast video?
I watched it.
That was great.
I liked it.
Liked it, yeah.
I thought it was great.
So there's a general consensus that people liked that video. Good!
Yes.
Quality.
Yeah.
Noted. Right. The second topic we covered was the subreddit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
it
good.
was. Yeah.
I said I have a good memory and I'm proving I don't.
Don't worry, we'll cover you, man.
Weren't you basically talking about the subreddit the whole time I was on phone to what?
Pretty much. Subreddit, we established the lost cause. But we need to encourage the editor to post people. Just post. Oh my god, why did my head mic do that?
And maybe more mods.
Well, I think the problem is more mods wouldn't help at the current time. There's not enough stuff to moderate.
Can I add another little point about like this like subreddit and stuff like that? Can you like if Dan could like make a quick video like explaining like just like every single social platform
Not
that's
happening.
in place.
Not happening.
And
I'm sorry to be blunt about. I'm sorry to be blunt about that, but that's never going to happen because I know Dan would never do. I'm really like this is the thing. There are some things that just no, Dan will never do that, and that's one of them. I'm sorry about.
It took years for us to get him to put the. Remember when we had the server?
Oh, it took him years to get him to put it in the description, and he put it in the description like 2 months later. We just. Yeah. Like it's a lost cause. Like legitimately, like as Tracey was saying, Dan does do his own thing, and it's very much anything I do or anything Tracey does, whatever. We sort of have to try and do ourselves. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to get down to do a lot of this stuff, it's very difficult. Like the census, for example, was supposed to be posted on the channel. He forgot, and it went past.
He has to take part. I'm just saying he makes a video.
I know that never happen.
Never
Never happen.
on
Never
or
happen.
not.
Never happen. Like
Or
that's
you
the
could
thing.
just, like,
It'll
even
never
make a
happen.
tweet.
Never
You could
happen.
just make a
Never
tweet or
happen.
something.
Never happen. I'm being horribly blunt about this, but it will never happen.
I wonder why people call you a cunt.
I know. I'm brutally honest. More subreddit posts. Right, that was more subreddit posts, and was that the point in the subreddit? More subreddit posts, basically, more stuff. More stuff, less rules.
Just get the community more involved in subreddit.
Less rules, more posts from me.
I'm not that.
Posts. God, my handwriting is awful. Especially with a Sharpie, like it's so thick that the E's are just like...
Also, you didn't write anything on your Christmas card to me.
What?
I sort of guessed that it was from you.
What?
Because the handwriting on the thing.
What? Are you kidding?
The penguin.
Shit!
Nice one, Matt.
There's nothing on the back.
No, did you open it up?
Open it up.
Yes!
I gave it its belly.
It opens, Tracey!
What?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
It opens like if there's a stand you put out the back and the writing's in the stand.
I've hung it on the wall.
Oh my god.
And
I have a
Tracy's
whiteboard.
entire
Oh my god,
world
Tracey.
Magnets.
opens up.
Oh, Tracey, it sounds like more your fault than mine.
Also, the poor thing, one of its eyes cracked in the mail.
I sent John one with bells on. It had 5 bells. Like as it fucking landed in this thing, it just jingle jangled. I just wanted to annoy his cat. So okay, more posts from me. Subreddit. That was the I think they were the 2 main subreddit things. Next thing we went on to was events. Events we established. What did we establish on events? What was the sort of consensus on events? It was.
Can I make a quick point about servers and stuff like that?
Go on, show you.
So I was thinking, is there any chance that you guys could look into using AWS for your servers? Because I know they can be very flexible.
We use AWS for our website. For actual servers, though, like I mean, cost wise, I mean. It's just it is interest. Like even if it wasn't, even if it was only £20 a month, it is a case of there's just so little interest in them. We didn't have the techs, was another other issue. We didn't have enough.
So many things just broke whenever I was on them.
Yeah, they didn't work, and we had very few technicians, and it was very hard to get new technicians, and
the ones we had were busy.
Yeah, it's very difficult when you're running something like... unless we pay technicians, because technicians, like, to get good ones who are available, you want to pay them, and they're expensive, and we can't really justify that for, like, a fan thing. And obviously, when you're dealing with people who are volunteering, you can't really be... Like, I never liked, like, saying people, like, you know, being overly forceful to people who are volunteering, because, you know, that's me being a dickhead, really, isn't it?
The reason why I brought that up is because you could probably spin one up for an event, and then spin it down when you're done.
This is true. I mean, with TeamSpeak, I should have probably... I was going to do it for this, but I think we already had enough people. We can just increase the limit temporarily, just for a little bit of price, and put it back down. So I'll look into that. Actually, I'll write that down. AWS
temp servers.
I mean, you could even just get it running something like Windows or Linux, and then just from that install all your game servers from that.
One of the things I have thought about recently is Just Cause 3 multiplayer server, and whenever they make that public, because that is in development now.
I had lots of fun on there too, but
2 is
I've
fun.
been on there like twice. So
Weird thing with 3 though is 3 is a game that everyone got really hyped out when it came out, and nobody's gave a shit about since. Like, nobody gives a shit about that game. Like, Just Cause 3 multiplayer had so much hype, and then nobody gave a shit about it, because everyone realised Just Cause 3 was the shallowest motherfucker. It's the shallowest motherfucker of a game.
They should put that quote on the buses.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's got a fan-made one. Nobody fucking knows about it, because nobody gives a shit about Just Cause 3.
I think that sums up the entire thing. There's a multiplayer. Never knew.
Yeah.
Everything VODs automatically, right?
Huh?
Twitch VODs automatically, right?
Yeah, it VODs automatically.
Yeah.
Right, AWS game servers, more events, and some more socially eventy things. What was...
maybe Street Fighter, maybe.
Fuck you. Was there any other... Discord game channels? Channels.
And just generally discussion channels for topics.
Discord game channels. Discord discussion channels. Was there any other good notes we had?
Twitter for events.
Yeah, there we go. God, I know, like for some reason the spacing between each of these is getting wider, and the font and the size.
You're
of the
writing
text.
with a Sharpie.
No, it's getting bigger and everything.
Yes.
One more important point that you should write down. Getting Dan to do something with all this.
Never. I've just written channels, and it looks like I've written camels, and it's like, it's got a C and then just like scribbles and then an L. No,
Well,
it looks like a K. Great.
It's okay. The Discord channels were already talking about in the staff room.
I know what I'll mean. Yeah, we got a company Twitter. Company Twitter. More notice for events. I just want to confirm these. More notice for events. And was there anything else? Yep. I've got to move to a new page, because this is an A4. I've filled up an A4 already because I'm a terrible handwriter.
How big do you write?
Well, I'm using a Sharpie, and it got bigger as it went down, and the space.
Font size 50.
It's a nubby Sharpie as well, so it's meant to be a fine Sharpie, but it's more of a thick Sharpie at this point. Sort of permadeath, my death, and challenge plays. Anything else?
Well, I guess game jams aren't happening, but that
game jams, yeah.
How often do things like this happen?
Like what?
Like this stream.
It's the first time it's ever happened.
More things like this, maybe.
More of these, yeah.
More town halls.
And Matt, Lolpant says you need to remember about him talking to you.
Yeah, well, is there anything else thoughts about?
How's your hog coffee game going?
You know what? I meant to do that, and then I opened Unity, and I went, I hate this, and I closed it and never looked at it again.
Oh.
Like I'm legitimately right. Like with programming and shit, I just have no patience for it at all. I'm really bad.
You need to get a team like Dan.
Oh, I just with programming, like anything, like even maths, I like puzzles, but like making something work from scratch, I just can't. I don't have the patience.
Programming is just a puzzle, basically.
I know, but it's a puzzle that you have to like build yourself and then make work. You know.
But it's the most satisfying.
You could make a games jam around the idea of hot coffee.
I could totally do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, oh no.
Oh, we shall see, won't we?
That's genius.
Sorry, I'm opening my Lego. Neat.
Yeah, fine.
Sorry, I went to Lego store before and bought a bunch of stuff.
Building Lego life.
So yeah, so game jams. Anything else? Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts at all?
Maybe
maybe more real, actual vlogs.
Never gonna happen. Like, if your suggestion is for something specifically for Dan to do, don't even bother.
Piece of parchment in the Twitch chat says, "Can someone tell me to fuck off so I can go to bed?" So fuck
what's
off.
his name?
Fuck off. Go to bed.
Piece of
Fuck
parchment.
Fuck off. Go to bed.
Piece of parchment.
Piece
of parchment, right? Piece of parchment. Fuck you. Fuck you and go to bed, you fucking fuck. There we go. That's really aggressive. I can be really aggressive when I want to be.
Turtle Squared wants to know if this is being uploaded.
It'll be a VOD, but it won't be uploaded anywhere.
But Matt, I have to go in like a second, but I'd like to know one thing: is your music channel gonna be revived, or is it just gonna stay dead forever, but occasionally have a single video put up?
Okay, that's the only question I'll answer about me. I am bad. I am a poor. I can
YouTuber?
play. Yeah. Also, I'm a poor musician. I can play music, but I'm very bad at like writing music or doing anything like that. So we'll see, won't we? I'm trying to do more YouTube this year, so we will see. Right. So, okay, I'm just gonna go over these notes.
I have to go now. So see you later.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over these notes now. If I've missed anything, Twitch chat, Discord, TeamSpeak, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got more build up to jokes in videos.
Yes.
Preferably games he enjoys more, or he's more passionate about. More collaborations. The idea of perhaps 4 edited completes a week for certain series, instead of 7, for something like Planet Coaster or something where they're long. Maybe 4 a week instead of 7 a week.
Yeah.
And make them edited a bit. More subreddit posts by like me and us a lot. Less rules on the subreddit.
An art thing, like fan art.
Oh yeah, no, that's I'm going now.
Okay, just to make sure.
More subreddit posts in general, more encouragement for subreddit posts, more events in general, such as art events and social events and all that. Possibly AWS game servers, Discord game channels and discussion channels, a company Twitter account for all notifications, more notice for events, permadeath/challenge plays, encourage those, small and large game jams and more town hall events like this. Have I missed anything at all?
Didn't you have a company Twitter account already?
No.
Games.
I think I also know something.
We have a Nerdcubed Games Twitter.
Yeah, that.
But that's just for the games section. It's not, you know.
Oh,
I think I also know something.
Patreon updates with the gaming.
Patreon, they'll happen. They'll happen either way. So.
Patreon Q&As.
No, they'll happen anyway. Don't worry. That's just something that's went down because Dan's busy.
And Rebecca's busy.
Can I suggest? Can I? Say
yeah, go
on. Maybe do like a multiplayer on Watch Dogs 2.
That's an idea. Yeah, that's an idea. Well, no, it can't.
It's going to be a bit interesting to sort out, wouldn't it?
The co-op on Watch Dogs is only co-op. There's only like one.
Oh yeah. That's more like go on to Discord, find someone to play with.
Yeah, that's it.
Kind of thing.
Right, I think that is everything on this. The Twitch chat.
The people in the TS chat are saying Lego live streams and movie podcasts.
Movie podcasts. I'll make movie podcasts. I know. Movie podcasts.
Does Dan watch many movies?
No idea. I mean, I want to point out, like getting Dan to do any more content is very much a rare thing because currently at his pace, it is, you know, his current pace is working for him very well. If he tries to do more, it probably isn't going to work. So that is, I'm putting stars on ones, stuff like that. Unfortunately, but it's an interesting idea that I will bring up at the very least. So like, 'cause Wednesday, like in this slot, we're doing that. That is the time that is sort of set aside for stuff like this. So it's distinctly possible, sometimes instead of like the podcasts or whatever, we do with that instead, we could do something like that instead. We could just do random stuff with it. So that is an idea we could do. I think that could work. Cool. Is that it?
I think as a finale, you should unmute everyone.
You know what? I was going to do that anyway, but I'm pretty sure in a channel above. I'm pretty sure when we tried that when Dan was here, TeamSpeak crashed because of the bandwidth.
Yeah.
I think everyone unmuted and then everyone tried to talk, but then it like flooded the bandwidth and the server
crashed. Wasn't that like hundreds of people though, Rob?
That was hundreds of people, yeah, and this is only 50. And
this should be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
so
before you do it, how do you get good at Rainbow Six Siege? Just quick question. How do you get Rainbow Six Siege?
Oh my god.
I just got it and I enjoy it. I just want to get it.
I'm gonna unmute everyone. Okay, thank you all for coming. I will try and do another one of these. I will try and do one of these every, I don't know, month or a couple of months. I think these are good, just as a community update. I wanna fix this basically because I think Dan's activities recently haven't necessarily been helping community morale.
I think I know some games he can maybe do.
I hate you. Right, let's.
GTA.
Okay. Now I want everyone to be quiet.
You need to vote.
Okay, I want everyone to be quiet. Be quiet.
You need to vote for Boris.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Shush. Now. I'll mute you all again if you don't be quiet.
Matt, you're a cunt.
Nice and quiet.
Hello.
Nice and quiet. I unmuted everyone. So thank you all for coming. If you're here in the TeamSpeak, say goodbye.
Thanks for having us.
If you're in the TeamSpeak, say goodbye.
Vote for Boris.
Oh man, okay, I've just muted them all again, that's okay. that was pretty terrible. I'm sorry to put you through that, Twitch. I know you tried hard, I'm very sorry. Thank you for coming, that was useful. That went on an hour longer than that. I've just been going on for 4 hours now since I started the, almost 4 hours since I started the Discord chat. Yeah, the Discord, I'll put a link to the Discord in the TeamSpeak, it's not TeamSpeak, the Twitch chat. If you want to join that, that's there. I'll be doing more stuff with the subreddit. I'll get a company Twitter sorted with Dan, and yes, yeah, good. I forgot about the shit. I forgot.
You forgot what?
I forgot a topic.
Which one?
The website.
Oh well.
Oh fuck it! I don't care. Fuck the website.
That's basically what we've been saying
for
years about the website, so it can live that a little bit longer.
I'm gonna work on getting the website refreshed. That was my point. That I'm gonna. Like my mic's doing the annoying wobbly thing again. Fuck.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the way I fix it. I have to hit it against the fucking desk and it fixes it. Does it work? Look, doesn't do it anymore. That's not a new one. So yeah, I'm gonna work on getting the site refreshed, getting the about page and stuff nicer, getting staff section to have all of us on, all our links, and getting the games, getting it all looking a bit nicer and a bit more polished, and all the other pages nicer. So I'm gonna work on getting that done. Aside from that, yes.
I really like the Discord because I'm from that generation of we used to go play RP games and Yahoo chat and shit like that.
Objectively wrong.
Yeah, that's how I got good at typing.
Really?
Yeah, from going to chat rooms.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I never did that. I just fucking play with toys.
Because you have to, like, when you're role playing, you have to be like quick enough to put out
Look.
your move before someone else does something that will counter everything, and you just have to learn to type faster, so you learn touch typing really well.
That's true. Look, Tracey, I'm from Ireland, right? We didn't have the internet.
Yeah, well, you're also a lot younger than me.
Is it true? I'm the youngest, least educated member of Nerdcubed. Thumbs up. I am. I legitimately am. It's not even a joke. I feel bad about myself. Don't feel as bad as Dan does, though. Hey. I don't know what the joke is there, but
I don't know what you were saying.
Thanks for coming. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, walking together in the beautiful sun. Ooh, I fucking had. You can tell Dan's not here because it's even worse than usual. Fuck me.